to Manchester United. God save the Queen. Welcome. Season finale. Season finale. Or finale. Welcome to Get the Strap. My name is Jay Cross. Bay. Welcome to the show. So much stuff has happened since the last time I was here. I went to SummerSlam. I had a great time. I've learned to choose the people I go on vacation wisely with. James Taylor is a raging psychopath. I am going to say it here. I want everyone to know. I want it to be known far and wide that James Taylor is a raging fucking lunatic. Let me tell you one of the tales of our little escapade. Most of the time, my ass was in bed by 11, no later, because, well, I'm old and, I got bad knees too. But James, for some reason, would get to sleep by like 3 or 4 in the morning and be up by 8, ready to go. White America continues on its quest in seducing me. Then Triple H took over. Vince McMahon retired. It's been wild. It has been wild. Richard Simpson, whose network logo, we will be WWE champ. No, it's Universal Championship that he did the stacking on. And he did such a magnificent job with it. I think that should, I don't want to say that should be the belt because then I'm going to have people talking shit that I like the network logo. But he did a magnificent job with it. We're going to talk about it later during overtime. Robert, what's up, baby? How you doing? Chacon, let's go, baby. John Bodoy, welcome, my good friend. He is, but it's exhausting. You got to go to party to like, if you're going to go with James Taylor to SummerSlam or to any event, you got to go party, bro. If not, I literally went there for the show. Man, I'm thinking I'm just going there to watch good wrestling. But no. I stole your heart. Hey. God save the Queen, baby. I know you don't like her, but God save the Queen. Ethan, you're backstage. Drew, look at this motherfucker's Jedi thing. My God. No, he's a Sith. He's a Sith in this, but he looks great. Yeah, baby, you know what it is. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want to do this anymore. This hobby is exhausting. Exhausting because if it's not one thing, it's the other. And I want to say, like Moosetadon does, fuck the hobby. And I can't express that and I can't feel that more than I feel it today. Because it's just a bunch of pussies measuring their dicks and thinking that they're making an imp. We're nobodies. You're all nobodies. The Weebie's yours. Sure, but what did you do with the Weebie? You have makers who promise to ship things and they don't ship. And then their supporters, their blind supporters say, oh man, well, why you got to be like that? Why you got stirring up drama? It's not stirring up drama when someone lies to your face about when you're going to ship their belts. And can we just say, if you're paying more than $600 for a standard belt, you're getting robbed. Plain and simple. Okay? You are getting robbed. You are giving away money. No one should be paying over $600 for a standard belt. No one. It doesn't matter how good the leather is. You want good leather? Get some plates from the Waz. Send it to a leather guy. Talk to Ethan. He always has a fucking guy. And you'll have a magnificent belt. People are paying $795, $850. I heard it. I heard our friend charge someone $850 for a standard belt. And I know the American makers that are watching are going to say there's no such thing as HD. Well, in fucking Pakistan, there is. Your belts, the belts that you make in Pakistan, that's what's considered American. Plates, HD. Okay? These guys are paying HD Pakistan prices for a standard belt. That's robbery. Why is this okay? Why are people just okay with this? It's not okay. We have to share the knowledge. That's the whole point of this show. This show was always geared to give you information. And what's the fucking point of us doing all of this? It makes no sense to me. And these are grown men that are kids at heart and have adult money. And they are literally going to war with each other over makers in Pakistan. Why? I said it on the post earlier. I don't have a vested interest in Classic Shields. I don't have a vested interest in you purchasing a belt from Nawaz. I don't. I don't sell for them. I don't middleman for them. I don't get special treatment for them. Nawaz told me in March that my IWGP was going to be 12 weeks. It's August. I haven't even reached out to him. I don't fucking care. Right? That's just me as a person. The belt's getting made. It's going to come to me when it comes. But you got people who a maker says, I'm going to ship this person's belt tomorrow. And then they don't ship shit. And then they give the runaround. And then when you ask for a refund, oh, I got to sell a belt, bro, because business is low. Why is business low? Are you selling a belt? Are you selling a standard belt for $850? That's crazy. All the drama that constantly goes on is maddening. It really is. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these people have families. Your families should be what's important to you. Right? And in a hobby that's all screwed up, that's constantly bullshit, you would think that men would say, hey, enough with the shit. Let's all just chill. Let's have a good time. No one does it. No one does it. IVT, what's up, baby? I'm 5 inches, though. John, thank you for being honest. We appreciate that. Joey likes people to be honest. So, I mean, waiting 18 months for an SD belt, lied to, won't refund the power, sounds like he deserves a Scammy. The Scammies Awards exclusively on Scammers of the Belt. Go join the group. Check it out. Buy American, bro. Pay $12.50 for a big. Wait, whoa! Who paid $12.50 for a big goal? A standard big goal? I see them shaking their head. I want to know who's that when we bring them on. Bro, I try my best, baby. I never know if, I don't know, Obama walked through the door or Reagan will pop up from his grave and say hello. I don't know. So I have to look good. So it's strange watching this. Yes, there's no excuses for that. They have families but no lives. This is true. Drew's always chilling. You know what? We need to get a watch party together and we all go watch Kung Fu movies with Drew. Because Drew is like Babel. You know David Babel? I think David Babel is one of the biggest treasures in this community. Because David Babel is all about positive vibes, reviewing the belt, sending it out, and buying a new one. The man is dedicated beyond belief. Oh God. No, he did not. No, I don't believe that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So it is the season finale tonight. JMar, who is one of the biggest scammers that there is. John Bodoy, I know that's your boy. I'm sorry. JMar, who has owed people. There's a person out there that has a belt from JMar that he's owed from 1998, which I found amazing. We were all getting laid back then, and Clinton was still in charge. So we were all having a good time. So we are going to talk about JMar's Block Big Eagle. I'm going to present to you 3 belts today. Belts that I would get. Belts that I have. I'm breaking it down today. I'm making this simple. Because it seems like no matter how simple we break it down, it seems to get lost in translation and we get called elitist. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't just react. Don't be a dickhead. Just don't react initially. Just listen to what we have to say. We're telling you, you can buy whatever it is that you want. If you want to spend your money on bullshit, then spend it on bullshit. That's okay. But for the people that need it, the people that don't know, we're here. We're going to present to you as simple as possible. All right. Before we get on to that, I have a very special guest coming on. This is a man who stays out a lot of the bullshit, and really is a really decent human being, just a nice guy. And I am very happy to call him a friend. And he's great. I members of the hobby, please welcome on Nicco Faris. Nicco, what's up, baby?
Hey Jay, how you doing?
Bro.
Thanks for having me.
Bro,
happy to be here.
You on Get the Strap. That doesn't really mean anything, but you vibing with us, bro. What happened? Hey, quick question before we get to the interview. Triple H being in charge, how does that make you feel, Bobby?
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited about it. I think it's a move that should have been made, 3, 4, 5 years ago. We saw what he did with, the black and gold NXT, which was an awesome product. And
he did amazing.
Yeah, with him in charge, I think it's wrestling first, and I think it's just going to be all up, from here.
And that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't understand what he did with NXT, right? A lot of people just go, well, I don't get it. Like I would, when we had this show called One More Round, which Vinny to this day refuses to go back on because AEW is, I guess Vinny thinks that AEW is going down the drain. But that basically means AEW has been going down the drain for a very long time. But one thing that we always talked about when I brought up NXT was how great it was. I had to do NXT and SmackDown. Was it SmackDown Jones or Raw? I think Jones had Raw. Jones had Raw. So I had NXT and SmackDown. And I can give you a deep analysis, storyline, everything, how great everything was going. And when I came to SmackDown, it was like, this person wrestled this person.
Yeah.
I would get to Roman because Roman was the good part of it. And then that was about it,
Right.
But I think I agree with you. I think he is doing a great job right now. And I think it should have happened 10 years ago, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vince has been, I think, out of touch with things for a very long time. So I think it's good things to happen. Do you think the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship of the World should be split, or should they keep it together and get a new belt?
I like them split. I think they have the size of the talent pool, and you can really, given that the IC in the US don't mean much anymore, if you split them, it can help elevate other guys.
True.
And when they unified at Mania and then Roman kind of went to a part-time schedule, I just like to see, both belts, one on each show, and, guys getting in the main event, going after them.
You see this comment from King J. Sean, the drama in the belt community. Bro, the yarn community doesn't have this much bullshit in it, right? And you would think like the yarn community is the place to. Is that Babel? That son of a bitch! Look at him,
bro. The dream, I like that. Thank you.
He's wonderful. Welcome, King J. Sean.
Yes, sir.
Bay. And presenting All Elite belts. Yes, All Elite belts. One of the great groups.
Yep.
Of they're
great.
Again, just belts, no bullshit, and we like that.
That's
right?
it. That's
cheap plug. Yep. So let me ask you, my friend, how did you get started in all this bullshit? We all got our origin stories when it comes to this crap. How did you get into this crap?
So, I started collecting back in the early 2000s, during that Figs era.
The Figs era.
That's, where it all started. And, I had a few belts through that time period. And then as I got, in high school and kept moving on, and I distanced a little bit and then circled back around, as I got into my 20s, probably around the 2012, 2013 time frame is when I started getting back into it real heavy, and just been around ever since, really.
What was your first belt that you got?
The first belt was an undisputed V1 in 2002.
Ooh.
So that was,
wow.
yeah, it debuted that year. So I had gotten it at some point.
So my sister, for her Sweet 16, which was in 2002, got an undisputed V2. One of the funny things that I remember of that is, well, not that I remember of it, my dad paid it was $279 for it. And now, I talk to him about, the podcast and all that stuff. I keep him up to date with wrestling shit. And I told him that, the undisputed and belts like that are like $399, $429. He's like, for the fucking belts that I got your sister? I'm like, yeah, bro. That's how much inflation is impacting this thing, bro. It's bad. What belts do you have in your collection,
bro? So right now I have a Classic Shields Winged Eagle, which is the pride and joy of my collection. I have a big gold that was made by Mrs. B. Some of you guys might remember her. I have a white scratch IC replica, which was the Reggie design, but it has the white WWE scratch logo on it. That in a replica, one of the best replicas in my opinion that's ever been made on real leather. I have an undisputed V1. I have the newer V2.
Beautiful belt.
Yeah, it's a great belt. Yeah,
you can't even compare that to the figs.
Light years ahead of the figs version.
So here's the thing. I feel, I'm selling my belts because I don't want to fucking, I want probably 15 belts tops in my collection. But I can't ask people for more than $250 for that figs. Because and it's right here. You see it?
Yep.
That is the shop version. And that thing is one of the belts that I would put in a DTOF and not touch. I don't need to do anything to it. That's how good it is. Right?
Yeah.
And I know they get a lot of shit because the belts are hollow. And I always say, how much is that belt gonna weigh if it wasn't hollowed? Right? But the details on that, you can say too, because you had a figs compared to the new one, the details is insane. Right? The quality is up too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so my V1, and you probably remember this, I did the paint mod on it years ago, where you remove the recess, the excess paint out of the recessed areas, and to get it as accurate as I could, And for the longest time, and I know a lot of other people, it bugged me that the Undisputed wasn't what it was on TV with those areas of paint removed. And when they released this new version, which the Eddie Guerrero was the first version that came out with that strap.
How many people spent money to get just the belt? They paid the $4.99 to send it to get shipped, and I think it was a month later they released the regular V2.
Yeah, the regular. Yeah, crazy. I waited, and luckily then the regular came out. But yeah,
it's crazy. Like when people see that stuff, man. I was contemplating doing that, and Ethan was the one was like, "Don't do that because they're probably gonna come out with one with a black strap."
With the regular,
and I waited for it, and that's how I got it. Let me ask you, what belt are you thinking of purchasing, or do you have any on order right now?
So right now I have a white scratch Big Eagle on order with Classic Shields. That's the one I have on order, thanks to Matt Panetta. As soon as he received his, and I saw those pictures, and I placed my order. So that's what I got.
Look at John, bro, stealing money from people, bro.
John flexing hard, yeah.
Matt, you were one of the
guys.
Bro. They got Matt good, bro. So I have a weird question, and I know it's just gonna come off of left field. Sure. Out of the 10,000 belts that AEW has, what would be the one that you would want to see a replica of?
Definitely the TNT. For me, that's Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not the, what is it? Atlantic States. What is it? The Atlantic
I
some
know which
shit.
one you're talking about. Yeah, with all the flags on it. It's a nice
I
belt. They have
I want to
they
get
have a
that
lot of
shit.
nice belts. Yeah, they have a
They
lot of
have
nice
a
belts.
lot.
They knocked it out of the park with the world title. It's one of the best replicas
They really did. I hear
ever.
it's on IWGP official and UFC V3 levels. That's what I'm hearing.
I would, yeah, based on everything that I've heard and pictures, yeah, I would say so, yeah. And yeah, for me, the TNT, I think that now depending on version wise, because I don't think they're going to do any blinged out version, but
I think they'll probably do the
they're
standard, right?
I would think the standard, yeah, that they would probably do. So either way, I think I would like to see that one next in line. Mid Atlantic, there we go. Yeah, Mid Atlantic.
There we fucking go. We got
Yeah,
it.
but I like their tags too. So
the tags are nice. I don't complain
yeah.
about the tags. I really like. I just think that they have a lot of belts, bro.
They have a lot. Yeah,
Like
they do.
the FTW is like one of their belts too. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's recognized by AEW too.
Yeah.
What's your favorite belt of all time?
Oh, Winged Eagle, hands down. I grew up on that belt. To me, the Winged Eagle, it epitomizes what a world title should look like. You just can't. To me, you just can't beat it.
So here's the thing: as a child, I was young and stupid. I didn't like the Winged Eagle at all. My favorite belt was the Big Eagle. As a kid.
I don't blame it. Yeah, it's up there.
And then, as an adult, I prefer the Winged Eagle to the Big Eagle.
Yeah.
I know Mike Jones loves the Winged Eagles. No, he does not. I mean, I get him pissed off before
I've heard that.
Both him and Moose are ready to fucking turn this whole show. I think we're getting banned tonight. So how do you, when it comes to the like cesspool, the sewer that is the wrestling belt community, how do you stay away from the amounts of bowls and bowls and bowls of shit that is constantly thrown in all these fucking groups and all these whatever the fucks? How do you stay away from all that?
I've always kept an arm's length away from a lot of things, stuff in the hobby, and like I've always kept my circle small with friends. I don't put myself out there, and it takes me a while from a trust standpoint with people, and I'm very cautious on who I talk to, and I just try to enjoy belts, and stay out of it as much as I can. And luckily I have some great friends, that I enjoy talking to and vibing with, and I mean, just
look at Simpson. Matt's correct. Richard Simpson right now, when a tiger, a tiger's hunting its prey. That's Richard Simpson right now, ready for those TNTs to drop. Because if anyone can stone a belt, it's that motherfucker, bro. He really does well. Does well.
Simpson's been killing it. Absolutely.
And I said earlier, the network logo. You saw the pictures of that network logo?
I saw it. Yeah.
Bro, I fell in love.
I was like, I wouldn't mind if that was it.
Right? If that were it, and we just move it along, at least it's something, right? It just the way the gold pops in the back, the Cody plates look amazing too.
His Cody plates, look good.
Oh my god, I have to address this comment, bro.
Yeah.
Nico, did you see the rated R spinner that I put in the chat that they booted? I'll put it up later in the show.
Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, I've seen some bad ones.
Bro, you know what? I'm gonna go on a rant. We'll go on a rant later on, because if I get started on this shit, I'm not gonna finish.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah,
I'm almost. That is true, baby. I'm almost there. I am almost there. Nico, what should people in this community? Hashtag moves. Hashtag fuck the hobby. In this community, what do you want people to know about you as a collector? Nico the
Man,
person.
yeah. So I'm a regular guy. I work in 8 to 5. Belts, wrestling are two things that I really enjoy. I have other things that I really enjoy. I
Like
love
what?
video games. I love video games. I'm a big gamer. Love Call of Duty, Destiny, WWE 2K. Modern Warfare 2 is about to drop. It's gonna be great. We're excited about that.
Very.
And I'm a big golfer, avid golfer.
That's right. You
Golf for a long
golf,
time.
bro.
Yeah, I'm a big golfer. Yep. Um, I just enjoy things and try to stay out of the bullshit and enjoy my friends and you know, you cherish the times and the good conversations.
He really does, actually. Um,
I,
so Nico, I have a final word question for you. You'll
sure.
come back later on and we'll
Okay.
bullshit. But I have one final question. I want to ask everyone this question, and I'm so exhausted, bro. I am so
Mm-hmm.
fucking exhausted with all this shit.
Yeah.
Who do you think was Johnny NWO? And hold on. This is crazy. We have a fucking this is insane. Isn't this crazy, bro? Like these
It
are
is.
grown men.
Grown
Who do
man.
you think was Johnny NWO, and do you, my friend, believe in the secretive belt Illuminati? Hey, yo.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's gotten to big levels, and you never know. We might see it on some conspiracy documentary on Netflix one day. As far as identities, who knows?
Do you believe in the belt Illuminati, bro? Yes or no?
No.
You don't think it's real?
I don't think
Wow.
it's real.
Holy shit.
No.
I'm surprised. I never believed in conspiracy theories, but no, I agree with you. I don't believe. I think it's somebody in their basement trying to fuck with people. I think that's
I.
honestly what it is.
It's about
Um,
as.
I'm
That's about
Johnny
as
NWO,
far as I
Kane
think.
and the Undertaker.
Oh.
BA, bro. He's Johnny. You're Johnny and remember when Anna said she was Johnny NWO, bro? Okay,
Oh,
Nico.
it's funny.
You
Yes,
are
sir.
a gem, my brother. I am glad to call you a
Okay.
friend. In these dark
Yeah.
times,
Same
you
here,
have
Jay.
been
Appreciate it.
just a wonderful person, and I appreciate you, man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate you.
The kid just said hi to me. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Keep up the positivity. Um, as you know, the hobby's not just all this bullshit. There is good
It's
people
not.
there. We
There
met each
is.
other. We're friends. We have
Yeah.
friends. Everyone backstage I consider a friend. So we are. I
Absolutely.
think we're. I think I'm hoping for things to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank
Absolutely.
you for coming on, and we'll bring you back for overtime, baby.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What a fucking guy. What a guy. Now, I got this idea of bringing these two people together while on a really long bender. So don't judge me on the things that you see next. Um, these men are passionate, they are opinionated, and they are going to bring to you what has happened in the past year in wrestling. Wrestling, yeah. Drew is all about that shit. I can, if I want, I can hit up Drew and have a full conversation about a whole bunch of shit, and not mention a single ounce of this bullshit that goes on in this hobby full of pussies. Yes, he is Glenn. Um, Call of Duty, playing Call of Duty. Johnny MWO is the fourth face of Foley. I can see that. I can see that. I can really see that. King, we're counting down the days until he is. James, settle the fuck down. Jesus, SummerSlam was like 3 weeks ago, bro. It's over. Jesus Christ. So, Shiny Squirrel. Jones, am I going to regret this? Mark, oh my God, he's rubbing his fucking beard. Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen, they're going to give you this past year in wrestling. There will be a lot of F-bombs and a lot of stuff. But just know that it comes from a good place. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Ice Train Jones coming at you all the way from Philly. And the man himself, honored. I am honored to have him here. He is the Moosetadon, Mark Cyrus, baby. Welcome to the show, baby. I will let you guys do your thing. I promise you we're going to have free control of it. Gentlemen, don't get us kicked off the air.
We'll try. Hold on. I ain't drinking, but I'm going to get all hyped up on another white monster, so.
That's fine.
All right, Jonesy.
This past year in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, where do we want to begin?
Should we start with the good or should we get the bad out the way first?
Let's start with the good. Let's give them a little shit sandwich. Let's start with the good. What the fuck was bad, and then what we think needs some improvement as we close out the year 2022.
That's fine with me. I'll start with FTR. They were good all year, but this past year they've been just the hottest tag team to even get your hands on.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have been sleeping on Cash Wheeler and Uncle Dax Harwood, and you can call him Uncle on Twitter. He thinks of everyone as his nieces and nephews. He likes being called Uncle Dax. If you guys are sleeping on them, if you guys think that they're gimmicky and they're too wrestling for the modern age of sports entertainment, you're fucking wrong. These guys eat, sleep, breathe, and shit professional wrestling. It's literally all they care about. It's all they talk about. It's all they do. And the simple fact that Dax Harwood was in Nashville as a part of SummerSlam weekend, Ric Flair's last match weekend, took time out of his personal time to attend Bret Hart's 30th anniversary of SummerSlam 92. He sat down and he watched it and he absorbed. The man is a walking encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge. I thought I was smart about wrestling, and I am smart about wrestling, but this guy loves wrestling. It is what he does. And I got a chance to see these guys last year at Top Guy Weekend. They came out and they watched Brainbusters versus the Hart Foundation, and they broke the match down, move by move, why, how, where, when. And then they stood around for like an hour and a half taking pictures with everybody, hanging out, talking. If you guys are sleeping on them, you shouldn't be. They're 7-star FTR for a reason. They're about to be 8-star FTR because they're facing the Motor City Machine Guns at Bound for Glory.
That should be very good. I honestly think they should be winning the Impact Tag Team titles too, but that's just me. They should have everybody's tag team belts right now. But that's neither here nor there.
I got one for you. One for you. Daniel Garcia's coming out party in 2022. Kid is 23 years old. He is a throwback. He is somebody who honors and loves and respects the style of catch wrestling. And I'm not taking anything away from people like Bryan Danielson or Wheeler Yuta or anything like that. Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia came up together. They were on the indies together. But Daniel Garcia, for being 23 years old, has such a knowledge and such a base of what it takes to be a good wrestler. And we saw a little bit of that on Wednesday night against Danielson in that 2 out of 3 falls match. That was what he's always wanted to do. And I think if given the opportunity and if done correctly, the breaking of the Jericho Appreciation Society is going to put the rocket on his back, and he's going to go to the moon in 2023.
Okay. I'm a huge fan of him, just as you are.
Mm-hmm.
However, the casual fan is going to shy away from him because they don't really. He doesn't have enough spots for them. He's a phenomenal wrestler. So.
Yes, exactly, and that's why they were chanting "You're a wrestler" on Wednesday night, and that's fine. If the casual modern fan Joey and little Jilly want to go watch AEW wrestling and they get bored during the Daniel Garcia match, that's fine. That's perfectly okay. He's not for the 6 to 16-year-old demographic that WWE has gone after the last 20 years. He's for the demographic of little Joey and Jilly's mom and or dad who are old school wrestling fans, or who are like us, who are in that in-between phase of the 80s to the 90s. Because you look at him and go, God, this guy can go, this guy can work. He reminds me of Bryan Danielson in the early 2000s. He reminds me of a young Steven Regal. He reminds me of like a Dynamite Kid, of a Chris Benoit. The guy has so much fucking tenacity and is so good. And we got to see a little bit of that sports entertainment side from him in Jericho Appreciation Society. So he has the chops to be a modern, spotty type wrestler.
I would probably put him in ROH to continue to hone his craft for right 100%.
Now. Let him and Joe go at it. Let him and Joe beat the shit out of each other.
And then he can work his way up to Cesaro, and then so it's like ROH has the wrestlers. Let them work their way up to sports entertainment.
Exactly. All right, what's another good thing?
Keep them separate. Another good thing? Vince McMahon getting fired from me.
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll...
I was just saying, because things creatively changed once he was gone. For the better. WWE's leaning on a wrestling side.
Yeah.
We're getting longer matches. There's storylines, like... Perfect example, like just even the little nuances that are going on in the background is long-term storytelling. Is week by week you're trying to figure out what the hell is Dexter Lumis going to do next.
Yeah, so Vince getting ousted, resigning, getting fired, or whatever you want to call it, is a bright spot. If you look at it, Vince had 40 years on top because he came in 82. That's when he really took over the company from Dad. And he was able to build this massive empire. And I'm not saying that WWE shouldn't have done what they did. They did the right thing. They built themselves to be the pinnacle of what sports entertainment was. But I've said it for the longest time, they lost their way as far as what got them there. And now with Hunter in charge and with Stephanie there, and now Shawn Michaels kind of being put into that same line of leadership, you're seeing a return to wrestling. You're seeing a focus on the athleticism that those performers possess. Because before, and I said this on multiple other shows, in multiple other things, that WWE for the last, 20, 25 years has been a production company that just so happens to specialize in wrestling-based content. And what we've started to see in just the last few weeks is a shift back to a focus on being a wrestling company, being something that people have longed for, being something that is going to pull back in those casual fans, being something that's going to pull the people back in. And it's like, man, I can't watch WWE anymore. It's not how I remember it. And now you're starting to see the glimpses. You're starting to see the passion return to some people. Drew McIntyre's promo last week or the week before on Raw.
This week on Raw, it was amazing.
Yeah, talking about how I don't care if you're a sports entertainer, a prize fighter, we are wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's freaking wrestle. That line right there, that's all he had to say. But it's a good thing because now, and I respect Vince, and I have a love for Vince because he made what I love so much, this global entity that so many other people are now able to be a part of. But he needed to go.
Yeah.
He needed to bow out. And you know what? He got caught. He shouldn't have done what he did. But you know what? We can't change the past. All we can do is we can hope that in the future, Hunter and Stephanie and Nick Khan and Shawn Michaels and whoever else gets involved continues to move this product forward, and in such a way that the wrestling community can go, oh, I remember them. I remember WWE wrestling. Let's see what they have to say.
What else was good? The fans being back for a full year now is great.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the wrestlers are enjoying it.
Yep.
It's almost back to the point where 2020 was heading, where it was a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Yep.
Because you have all of the nuances. It looks like you're going to get people to actually potentially blend these companies and have these mega pay-per-views.
Exactly. And so I know Ric Flair's last match is looked at still in a very controversial way by a lot of people. But if you look at the event in and of itself, you took an executive from WWE, the executive vice president of live events, and you partnered him with an AEW/Ring of Honor wrestler. And they were facing an AEW/AAA wrestler in Ric Flair. You had people from AAA on the show. You had people from Major League Wrestling on the show. You had Impact Wrestling on the show. You had Game Changer Wrestling on the show. You had NWA people on the show. I feel that that event in and of itself is going to be a catalyst for future events to where promotions can get together and say, hey, let's figure out how we can show our talent, how you can show your talent, and how we can give these people exactly what they wanted to see. And look, because of that event, and I truly feel that this was a big reason, Karrion Kross is back in WWE. That's another bright spot. He is back. He is doing the presentation he wants. He's got his wife with him. And now we're going to get to see exactly what should have happened when he got called up originally. That's another bright spot.
No argument there. I do believe that Triple H and Shawn Michaels were there scouting as opposed to going to enjoy this show.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And I think another bright spot that came out of that show, and I can't wait to see him in 2 weeks in Schaumburg at the Wrestling Showcase, is the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
That's like my favorite wrestler.
I cannot wait to be in the same building as him, in the same vicinity as him, and get to watch him do what has made him arguably the greatest Samoan-born wrestler of the last 10 years. And that's saying a lot. I think Roman's great. I think Jimmy and Jay are great. But I think if Jacob Fatu was given the chance to come to WWE and he was pushed in the right way, if he was given the opportunity to be Jacob Fatu, I think that we could truly see what if potential left over from Umaga could really be. He's got the build.
You stole my thought.
He's got the build. He's got the look. He's got the trunks. If you bring him in and you present him as the Samoan werewolf, as this monster, and you let him tear through WWE, hands down, I think it would be one of the greatest acquisitions in wrestling history. But
no argument.
But that was the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've kind of got to talk about some dark spots in wrestling. And one dark spot
Gentlemen,
for me,
please, Moose.
Yeah,
you're the voice of reason here.
Mm-hmm.
I know I gave you guys full creative control, and I still do. Please watch Jones, okay? I please. Okay, love you. Bye.
So,
I hate it here.
Some dark spots in wrestling. year that has been.
AEW.
Yeah. I try to stay positive about AEW. I try to look through the cracks, and I try to say, hey, you know what? They're doing something. This is all going to come out in the wash. This is all going to make sense at some point. And we're now almost 3 years into the company. And don't get me wrong, I'm super excited. I'm going all out, and I'm hoping and praying and all that fun stuff to be able to attend it with some very cool credentials. But I also think that AEW needs to get a centralized focus. They need to have a defined leader, not only in the back, not only running the ship, but you need a defined leader on your television show. You need to make somebody your focal point moving forward. And that can be Jon Moxley, that can be CM Punk, that can be MJF, that can be anybody that they choose, but they need to finally decide who's going to take that role. Who's really going to be the face of your company? Because as much as I love and respect Chris Jericho, homeboy's old, and he needs to start thinking about backing himself out. Your thoughts, if any?
All right. Well, I tried to be nice, but I gotta get a little angry on this. AEW, I've tried and tried and tried. I've been an advocate since they did the announcement on, what was that, New Year's Day, that they were coming out with a promotion. I thought that was cool. That was cute. You're supposed to be the alternative program. Right now, you've become WWE light. You're doing very Vince McMahon-like shit. Your tag team division was the hottest thing in the world. You had that going for you, but you strayed away from it. You put your tag team belts on makeshift tag teams. You have your title reign. I understand you're trying to bring prestige and things to your championships. Everybody doesn't need to fucking hold the belt for a year, though. I had a problem with Hangman's. I had a huge problem with his reign. People are going to hate me for this, but he's fucking boring as a champion. He can wrestle his ass off. He's better in the chase. Moxley being the interim champion was the biggest fucking mistake they made in the world. That should have gone to Tanahashi, should have gone over to Japan. It could have brought a different kind of legacy to your belt. It would have been a legit world championship because it was being defended overseas. Your women's division, you're doing better. I get it. You're doing way better than you were. However, Thunder Rosa, get her the fuck off my TV. She no longer deserves to be champion. She's a very boring. She has that Hangman Page syndrome. You're good in the chase, but as soon as you got the belt, you became boring. It's almost like when Randy Orton won the World Heavyweight Championship from that guy we no longer mention. It was epic, but it was boring because they made him a babyface. That wasn't his fault. He just did his job, but he was a boring World Heavyweight Champion at the time. Flair's final match, the match itself, you have to ignore. You pay attention to everything else that was going on in it. The moving parts were there. But I chose to watch the event for everything else but the final match, because even though he says it's his final match, until this man dies and doesn't wrestle again, I'll never believe it.
So to add to that, I like Hangman. I thought he was great back in the day in ROH with his feud with BJ Whitmer as the young boy coming up. I thought he was really good as that really awkward member of the Bullet Club. Like, I don't know if I really belong here or fit in. I think Thunder Rosa kind of, and I love Thunder Rosa. She's a very sweet lady, and she's very nice to talk to. I've had nothing but great interactions with her. I think she kind of hit her popularity peak in the NWA and tried to ride the wave into AEW, and did for a little bit. I also think that the fact that you put her with Toni Storm and Thunderstorm as a tag team, and then you make Toni your number one contender, and then she wins a match on Wednesday and is now facing Thunder Rosa in Chicago. I mean, I get it. It's that weird dynamic of, hey, we're partners. We're supposed to be doing some stuff together, but now we've got to face each other. It just seemed rushed. And then also you have to look at like how long she's really had that belt and how many times she's actually defended it. And I get it. AEW's got a very bloated roster, and there's a lot of people that they try to maneuver to have some time on TV. But if she's your world champion, if she is the head of your women's division, she should at least be mentioned at some point on every single episode. You should be talking about her in some capacity. You should have some sort of video package that you're going to show next. Or, hey, we've got a fresh video package of Thunder Rosa in Japan next week for you. You should keep her in the forefront of your fans and your audience's mind. Because if you're not, when she does come out, yeah, she's going to have her diehards there that pop for her. But at the end of the day, most fans will be like, who the hell is this, and why does she have a world title? Like, why is this important? The other problem is now they're introducing trios titles. Don't get me wrong. I love 6-man titles. I think that they're a great thing, especially with the size of the roster. But now how are you going to put these titles on your TV when you can't even put the Atlantic title on your TV, even though I understand now that belt is meant to be taken around the world and defended in other places. But why are you going to now introduce a set of titles that you might be able to get on TV once every 6 weeks? And then you've got FTR, and I'm going to circle back to them. You've got FTR, who are your secondary promotions tag team champions. And they're holding IWGP gold, and they're holding AAA gold, and you don't put them on TV every week because they're your actual number one contenders for your tag titles, but yet they're not on TV. And when they are, it's for a brief second to set something up that's going to happen next week, and that match may be 10 or 15 minutes, and then they're going to go away again.
I have an issue with their number one contendership thing as well. Like you said, they're number one contenders. You've never see them. What's the point of calling somebody a number one contender if they don't get the shot?
Exactly.
Also, why is your world championship being defended every week? That's unnecessary. You have the TBS champion who's not seen very often either.
And that could be another low point or something that, and we'll transition now into what can be worked on, is Jade Cargill. She's 18 months into her career. 18 months, one and a half years into a professional wrestling career, and she's already been hoisted into a main secondary title for a women's division. Be it good, be it bad, be it what it will. She doesn't have her timing yet. She's got a look. She's got an aura and a presence about her. Her mic skills are getting better. We're hearing less cut the shit and that bitch from her. But her timing in the ring is still something that I think is going to get there. And I think if she's given more opportunities to work with the people who are established, like Serena Deeb, like a Britt Baker, like a Thunder Rosa even, or if they're going to bring in other women from other promotions, you need to give her those opportunities to be in the ring and working on her craft, because she still comes off very sloppy, especially if the match goes over about 5 minutes, in my opinion.
She's basically like she's essentially like the female Goldberg. But the way to fix that would to be is she doesn't have to have a squash match.
Mhm.
Like make her matches a little longer, but don't do the picture in picture. She can learn rest holds. She can be taunting the crowd while the person's damn near getting counted out. Referee can be get distracted. Little things like that, little nuances like that can be done. Like at this point, I'm ready for her to beat Thunder Rosa and become the champion. Because we already see that's happening. Like probably when she's probably be like the 50th victory or something like that.
Yeah. Now, as far as other things that need to be worked on, we'll go to WWE. They need to thin out their titles. I don't think that they need to split up their Universal title. I think that they need to elevate their IC and their US title as the main titles for Raw and SmackDown respectively. And I think that they don't need to split the tag titles. Those need to be unified once again, and that can happen because then you can take whoever's holding those belts and you can float them back and forth between the shows. But each week you have a US champion or an IC champion featured on your television show every week. If it's a video package, if it's an interview, if it's whatever, you have a main title champion on your show each and every week. And that's the one thing I would tell Triple H if you were to call me right now and say, Mark, give me something to work on. Great. You know what, Paul? Fuck splitting your titles. Put them on somebody and make that person your floater. Continue to elevate your US championship and your IC championship and make those the titles to go after on those shows respectively before somebody gets to that world title picture. The other thing, especially with them now dissolving NXT UK, they have a real opportunity.
It's not completely dissolved.
It's not completely it's being dissolved in the sense that it's being broken apart and it's going to become a part of a bigger unit of NXT Europe. You have a real opportunity now to showcase more European talent. You have an opportunity now to be able to make this a global brand like you wanted to do like 7 or 8 years ago when it was first announced.
Well, here's my problem, and this is probably where people are going to hate me for this. NXT UK was damn good. It was fucking phenomenal. But the people that were let go, I'm not happy they lost their jobs, but they lost their fucking jobs because they refused to come over to the United States.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, like, your shows are take years, months in advance. Like, this week's NXT showed Tyler Bate with the fucking title, and he hadn't even won it on NXT UK yet. So, that being said in itself is like, you got to see the bigger picture. Gunther came home. He's home now. I said he came home. The NXT UK tag team titles are in NXT 2.0. It's on 2 of their young boys.
It's not even 2.0 anymore. They dropped that a couple weeks ago.
It's NXT now. But they have the belts. You got there's one person who's probably coming in that I can't wait to see, but in order for her to really go the fuck off, Sasha Banks needs to show back up. And that's Sakamoto.
Okay. Yeah, man.
She's the final boss, so she should go against Sasha Banks, and then that'll be the shit that was going on, and then we have a dominant female program again. It's just like, at this point, what are we really fucking doing as wrestling fans? Like, it's too much wrestling as it is. There's too many belts. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go back to AEW. I really fucking hate Tony Khan right now, and that's because he's a coked up jackass. Stop being a fanboy right now. Get somebody who can run your creative. Everything doesn't need to go through you. It doesn't need to go through you, Dustin, and what's his face that runs the factory?
QT.
Yeah, cute. Marshall. I'm not calling him Cutie. I ain't calling no man cute. Fuck that.
QT.
I'm not calling him a cutie. Like I'm black. It's all about phonetics. So no, we're not doing that. So get rid of them. Add somebody in there. If Jericho's going to stay, let him run creative. Let Bryan Danielson run creative. Like, do shit like that to keep things afloat. But if we're going to go like active wrestlers and stuff like that, your VPs should not be active wrestlers. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Fuck the Young Bucks. People are going to hate me for this. Fuck Kenny Omega. Fuck AEW. So unless they bring back MJF, fuck you, you fucking Mark.
Okay. Now, let's wrap this up with our hopes for the remainder of 2022. What are 3 things you hope comes out by the time we hit midnight on December 31st? What are 3 things you're hoping happens in the world of professional wrestling before we get into 2023?
I need people to put respect on Impact's name. I need people to understand that there's going to be so many different companies in wrestling. There's a fix for everyone. You got a shot at all the time. And then I just need one thing I need to happen. I need those titles to be split from Roman. He doesn't have to be pinned, but I need him to lose I need him to drop one of them belts. Do a triple threat match at Clash of the Castle.
Okay. 3 things I hope happen before the end of 2022. I agree with the sentiment of people finding other alternatives to wrestling and understanding that it's not going to be everything that you want it to be. Go beyond what you're watching right now. I know a lot of people are upset by the GCW match involving Moxley and Effie. It is what the fuck it is. It's Effie. It's it's part of his deal. John Moxley's comfortable doing it. Cool. I get it's not a good look for a world champion to do, but you know what? It's 2022. It is what it is. I also hope that we hear rumblings and more possibilities of the super shows like we talked about before. Mm-hmm. Because I think that those have a real potential to give us a broader appreciation of wrestling, especially if somebody's not familiar with a promotion that may be involved. And I also hope that the WWE network on Peacock is restored to its former glory and we have more classic options. Because I watch that a lot. Like, that's my go-to thing. If I have nothing to watch, if I'm not currently in a show, I just want them to really open up that vault. And it's been said for a long time, but I really hope that by the end of this year, there's some hope on that horizon of us seeing things that we've never seen. And that there's a hope that they're going to add back a lot of stuff that they took away that's still available if you have a VPN. It's crazy to me how much stuff is out there. And if you have like NordVPN, nordvpn.com/Fightful. What's up, Sean Ross app? You're able to go ahead and watch the network like up in Canada or over in Europe. And there's so much shit on there. So find new wrestling. Let's unite and unify wrestling to a certain extent with some super shows. And for the love of God, open the vault, put some shit up there we ain't seen in a while, or we've never seen before. Agreed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are Fire and Ice 2.0. I can't point. He's the ice train. I'm the fire. And this has been the year in wrestling.
What a fucking, you guys had me entertained. And here I was worried that you guys were gonna get us kicked off the air. Gentlemen,
I have one thing to say before you let me go.
Why you gotta wait for me to come on the screen, nigga? Like, come on.
I just saw the comment. Jeez, yes,
Okay,
Carnage.
what
I do.
happened? What happened?
Carnage. I do watch Noah. I enjoy Noah. I've been watching Noah since way back. Scorpio and Vader were tag team champions. I was watching.
I think Noah is one of those promotions. If you want to get into Japanese wrestling and you don't want to go mainstream with, I'm gonna fucking kill you in Chicago, James. We're in the same hotel. I'm gonna skin you alive in the courtyard.
He's not gonna make it out of Cleveland on Wednesday. I already got a hit on him. He doesn't realize it.
Wow.
Noah is something that I think a lot of people should search out, because if you want to watch Muda end his career, that's where it's going to happen. If you don't want to go mainstream Japanese wrestling with New Japan, Noah is a great alternative. And Kurt Stallion's over there fucking killing it right now. Check it out. They got some cool belts as well.
You guys give me hope that one day I'm going to fall back in love with wrestling. Both of you.
When you're two level-headed, robust, bearded, beautiful men like me and Mr. Jones.
And that's no bullshit. That's I said like seriously. Like you guys, like my the gears are running like crazy on my mind as what we can do with this, because I stuck to every single fucking word. So I am shocked that you guys didn't fucking get us kicked off and Jones didn't go on an F-bomb ramp, when shit goes off the rails. So I really do appreciate it. Mr. Mark Cyrus, the Moosetadon, I am humbled and honored to have you on. Thank you so much. Moose, I will have back on if I decide to fucking do this again. I do want to have Mark on. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Moose will come back also at the overtime segment for Get the Strap, where we will discuss certain subjects. And Mike Jones, keep the taxes flowing smoothly, baby. I love you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll see you.
Cuckoo, bitches.
Jesus fucking Christ. I thought that we were gonna get kicked off, but apparently I was fucking wrong. We're gonna get into serious shit now. I am in a chat called the Culture Shock chat. Before it was the Culture Shock chat, it was called what was it? Premier Prime or something? I put up a fucking random name and we had it, and it's me, the incomparable Mike Jones, the ever-talented Vinny Vegas, the unstoppable Joey V, and the incomparable Ethan Thompson. And I fell in love with wrestling and wrestling belts all over again, talking to these guys and having conversations. I've met guys like Nico, Matt Panetta. I have met people like Drew Ulrich Boyer. I have met my soon-to-be ex-wife, Anna Vegas. Anna Vegas, baby. I've also met a lot. John Baudoy. It's my kid. I pay child support for John. Okay, how you think he has all these sneakers? It's me, baby. And I've met so many people. And I'm sorry if I'm leaving out names, but you guys are amazing. You guys are great. I can't believe I had the Moosetadon on my show tonight. And I'm sure he will come back if I ever did this again for an interview. This is a guy that I watched, starting in 2019 or 2020, I believe it was. And, I just love the knowledge that he brought and everything that happened. But then I dove in. I had the mistake of diving into the hobby. And I got burned hard, baby. And I know I haven't talked about it yet, but you motherfuckers, fuck me. You the viewer that's watching, you motherfuckers fucked me good in 2021, in the summer of 2021. When Mr. Eduardo Williams was doing his thing and talking all the sorts of shit about us. And you want to know why Eddie was mad at me? You'll hear it from me. Eddie was mad at me because I told him, bro, there's bullshit surrounding you and we need to step away because I'm always about the brand. I know that he's a loose cannon and we have to reel him back a bit, but Ethan Thompson has always told me, be real with me, and I've always been real with Ethan. Haven't had an issue. I try to be real with Eddie Williams, and Eddie Williams said, fuck you, and went batshit. And I took that on the chin. I took that on the chin hard. And here I am trying to educate a hobby that for so long, for all those months, even when I was live, trying to speak on that live, a hobby who called me a liar, a bullshit artist. Someone I remember said, bro, it's out in the open now. You got to talk about it. When I was on that live, funny thing is I wasn't allowed to talk. I'm letting the dogs loose tonight because it's the right thing to do. I'm going to, like Vince McMahon did. I love Vince. And I know he's done stuff. But Vince, remember when Vince did the NWO promo? And he turned around and was the NWO thing behind me. And I'm going to inject a lethal dose of poison into my creation. I'm going to do that tonight. I give you Mr. Ethan Thompson. I give you Mr. Joseph Atanza. Poison.
I'm gonna get this shot in real quick. Hold on.
Joseph, what has pissed you off in the past year in the wrestling hobby?
Oh, man.
Preach your truth, King.
There is a lot. I mean,
hey, hold on. Drew, that poison promo, bro, when Vince was like, he looked demented, bro. I'm going to inject a lethal poison. Yo, amazing.
Do you really want the truth? Do you really want the truth?
I don't want you to lie to me, baby.
Okay, like I never do. What pissed me off is, of course, EW. He's gone, so goodbye. See ya. Good riddance.
His fucking name. It's like Voldemort. I'm Dumbledore.
Don't care.
Fucking name.
Don't care whatever happens to Eddie Williams. Don't care at all.
I pray for your death to a God I don't even believe in, Eddie.
What also pissed me off is people saying that this belt is as good as Classic Shields.
Why?
And it wasn't. And they say a lie. I also... Oh, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
Go.
Okay. What also pissed me off is people that will message you and say, hey, man, I watched the show. I think you guys should do this. And when we try to comment, they're like, try to reply back. They're like, man, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I cannot stand people like that. I'm sorry. I get friend requests from people. I don't need to be your friend. Okay? I have friends in this community. But when I get my last belt, y'all can go take a dump. Fuck off. Kiss my ass. See ya.
Why so violent, bro?
Just saying.
Your own people.
Hey.
Ethan Thompson.
Tonight we turn it up.
Oh shit, you changed the belt. Do you change them every show?
Yeah, I just throw up whatever I got handy. That's a Mrs. B's plates and Mrs. B's leather. Put that one up for Nico. That's the classic IC right there.
Send me that so I can review. I'll send it back. I'll pay for the shipping and all that shit.
It's a trip belt, bro.
What, Ethan? We're gonna go later into it, so don't just go too hard because I have James in the background just staring at me. What? Because James has I don't know if James is gonna talk. I was able to, and I'll be. Very
So are we talking about the you want me to go easy on the one subject for now?
No. Go.
absolutely
No.
not.
Do it.
I
Go
just
off.
wanna say that me
poison.
and James Taylor bonded, and I will literally allow him to come to my house and sleep here and chill. That's how much of a fucking amazing human being and person he is. I know
feel you
know
on that, Jay.
that I can leave him with my kid, and my kid's gonna be the safest spot in the fucking world.
If you're in our main chat,
Jones Barbecue. Jameson reminded me of that. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Yep.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. You better
I
come
trust.
down here.
I trust
some of
and
this
consider
shit.
you. I trust and consider you a friend. So I'm not worried.
There's a few people. There's maybe a couple people in there that in the other one, I trust everybody.
I'm talking about our longest running chat we have.
Okay, yeah, that one.
I think we should go back to Olympus Prime. Y'all motherfuckers are hating.
It happens.
Isn't that what it's still called in Messenger?
It is. It's still there. It's still there. Dude, I was going back from like 2020 with that chat.
You got too much time on your hands, baby.
Hey,
You gotta
do
get
what
out
I
there.
do.
Ethan, go ahead. Do your thing.
So hold on. What do you want me to ease up on for now, and then we'll go into
I
it
don't
later.
want you to ease up on anything. Fuck that easing up shit. I'm not doing this anymore. So go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to take a different spin than Joey took. Right? It's not.
Dare you?
It's not what's pissed me off, right? But I'm an observant individual, right? And I will just say things that need to be said. I don't care what the repercussions are. We've dealt with our Johnny NWOs. I enjoy going to see what Real Talk has to say about me on Belt Talk. I enjoy those things. If you're watching, bro, can you put up a thread? It's been a while. I would love to hear something about me that I don't know. So
right.
so for those things is like, yo, I'm putting my fucking face out there. So for everything I say, yo, Icon, again, like the sun's gonna rise tomorrow, like you're in your lab curing cancer right now. Please understand, I wait for that. I wait for somebody to send me a screenshot of what you're gonna post about me after I get done saying what I'm gonna say.
Woo!
So I appreciate it, bro. You've choked on enough Freon in your lifetime where you have no more fucking brain cells. So this is what we're gonna do, and this is how we're gonna be.
Weebie is mine.
The weebie is mine.
The weebie is mine.
So going back to, I'm just an observant individual, right? I'm an asshole. Everybody accuses me of being an asshole, but bro, I have a lot of friends that inbox me all the fucking time. Talk to me all the fucking time. Because there's one thing about me that's different than about a lot of people. You'll never, dude, I love those. You'll never, that's $1,000 video, bro. I'm just saying, it threw me off track.
You know, one of the things that, so this is like 4 a.m, and I'm about to bring him on. I don't know why he woke up and told me. I don't think he probably remembers. James was like, you know, most of these motherfuckers just need some pussy.
Bro,
and I said,
right?
You know me, I'm like, what?
Did James come in and say, hey, 4 more hours, let's go?
James is a bro. If I go to wrestling events in the future, which I am going to, I refuse to bunk with anyone else or to chill with anyone else than fucking James Taylor.
Wow. So if we go, you ain't
hold
gonna
on.
chill with us?
No,
You have not snuggled with me yet.
James Taylor and Bebe. That is it.
You have not snuggled with me yet.
You know what? I mean, you could be the second person to get kicked out of their own podcast. I'm just saying.
That's
it
true.
Could happen
This week.
Let me tell you something, bro. Drew doesn't like to be on screen. He's that kind of guy. But he is one of those people that is just like Babel, right? Babel is a fucking vibe. Drew is a vibe.
I like Drew. I like Drew.
I honestly
Drew's about
believe
belts.
me.
Drew's about belts.
Everyone who's on here needs to understand Drew, Babel, they're all just about positive fucking vibes.
Yep.
Let's
Keep the drama away from
the stuff we love. Yo, Babel does. I enjoy Babel's fucking TikToks, bro. I enjoy Drew. Drew sends me pictures of his fucking collection. He puts stuff in. Dude, is great. And that's the good thing about this fucking hobby, right? You do associate with assholes because unlike this statement right here, Ethan Thompson is an asshole.
I am.
I can say it.
I am.
And Drew is just an amazing fucking person. Babel, an amazing fucking person. They just want to talk about the stuff that we like. No bullshit. I just literally sat here and I was supposed to load pictures of Simpsons belts. And I didn't because I had Moose and Jones talking about wrestling and I was literally intrigued. And I'm like, shit, I have to do this while I do the fucking presentation. Right? Good, positive vibes, good people. Yes, we're talking about the bullshit now because it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It needs to be talked about.
It is extremely frustrating to sit on the silence and I'm the dickhead that says, guys, don't say anything. Just let it fucking be. It's frustrating. It really is. Before we get any further, and before we're going to present to you again 3 belts tonight. The man who made SummerSlam. You thought Brock Lesnar made SummerSlam by picking up the ring. You thought Roman Reigns made. No! It was this mark. Like our friend Mike from Dark Parlor Originals. Get your Dark Parlor Originals signatures. Dark Parlor Originals. Mike Gray will get you hooked up. Here he is. James Taylor. Baby.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
I miss
Fucking shrimp.
In
Right,
every
little
fucking
slut.
way of the
So
word.
jealous.
I
You're
miss
just so
you
jealous.
so much.
Jones, it's coming, bro. As soon as I get the green light, it's coming, bro.
Oh my God,
Jay
bro.
took James away from me. How dare you?
Dude, Joe gets jealous, so you notice
I
like
do.
the tension. As soon as you said, as soon as you're just like, I'm never going with anybody other than James Taylor. Joe got real like he was like, oh, you son of a bitch, you ruined it, damn it.
Wait till
This is-
Wednesday. Wait till
Hey,
Wednesday.
He
This
gets
is
real
all
jealous.
Joey's got left now.
Oh hell no!
This is
Hell
all
no!
Joey's got left.
Hell no! I'm good on that. That's your boy. That's your boy.
Well, so let me ask y'all
You
a
gotta deal
question.
with it, Joe. You just gotta deal with it.
Jay,
With you.
I
There's a lot of me to
know,
go around.
I know that you are. I mean,
Cheers, baby.
I want you to tell me because you and I had conversations about this. You and I bonded. We talk about all our favorite peoples, you know, people on the screen, people backstage, people that are not here. You know, we talk about motherfuckers that just chill, right? Give you an example. Matt Panetta, chills, vibes. We talk about Drew, chills, fucking vibes. Babel, chills and fucking vibes. Matthew Mirabito, who crashes every fucking wedding. This motherfucker has a list. None of you can tell me no. None of you can tell me otherwise. Matt Mirabito has a fucking list of the shit that goes on in New York City and says, yeah, I'm going to that fucking wedding, bro.
Wedding Crashers was based off of him.
Yes.
Bro, the unofficial mayor of New York City, Matt Mirabito, bro. I know, yo, Bedoy has fucking California. Sorry, Ethan. But Bedoy has California.
No, Bedoya has the Bay Area. I have the Central Valley.
James Taylor.
Yes.
What has frustrated you, baby?
What's
I
frustrating?
didn't get to go.
You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care. Care about none of it. Not at all. Not at
That's
all.
true.
It's
That's
the
true.
same-
When we
tell
go
me
out
why.
drinking and
Tell me
eating,
why.
James
No,
doesn't care.
I know this very well because I was with him.
Oh yeah.
And James, we didn't say anything about the hobby.
No, because like I said, I don't care. Like the hobby is collecting belts. And I've said this on past episodes, right? So like, my hobby is collecting fucking belts. I'm gonna buy belts. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do as far as getting
Thank
belts.
you, Eric. Hope you're doing good.
The community is what the problem is. It's the people. It's not the community because it's great. You like without this, without the community, without past.
It's not even the
shows and whatever.
community. It's
It's
the
just
piece of
toxic
shits with
people.
egos.
It's just toxic people. That's it. You get that no matter where you're at in life. You get toxic people. You just ignore them and move on.
Oh, this
That
fucking
dude,
We need to
I'm
guy.
in
talk,
my-
baby.
I'm in my
We need
fucking
to
zen,
talk when I
baby.
get over here. James,
That's it.
About to get your ass smacked.
you are. I want you to know, and I'm gonna say it in front of the 5 people that are watching.
Full
You
five.
are. I want you to know that I have never gone to a show before like flying and doing the whole vacation thing. I went to WrestleMania 20. I went to WrestleMania 10. I don't fucking remember WrestleMania 10. As I went to the 2002 Survivor Series. That's when, as I'm in love so much with the Elimination Chamber. I went to Triple H's return. I think it was
SmackDown 6, baby.
I've done all that, but I have never been filled with such positivity, such fun. You, Mike Gray, who, and I want to say this because this is, I consider him a friend now. This was your friend, and you introduced me to him.
Great guy, phenomenal.
Mike Gray from Dark Parlor Originals is one of the most humbled, caring individuals I have ever fucking met. James, I want people to know this. James Taylor, I have anxiety. I suffer from depression. I suffer from a lot of things, and I'm being a little maybe too TMI here.
Nah.
Me and these guys talk about this all the time. I think the only level-headed person that we have, honestly, two of the level-headed persons we have here is Joey and Mike Jones. They keep us level-headed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Far gone. Ethan, you are far gone.
Did you just say Joe's level-headed? Did you mean?
Wow.
When it comes to the mental stuff, when it comes to the mental stuff, you know.
Oh,
Joey.
Yes.
Oh, I give him that.
So
yeah.
So here's the thing. I want to say that although I despise this hobby right now, I hate it. I think it's a swamp. I've met the nicest people because of it. James Taylor, I want you to know that I had a fantastic time. I met you. I found you in a fucking brewery at 9:30 in the morning.
That's not surprising.
At the airport. At that.
When I asked this motherfucker how many drinks he has had in the day, it was 9:30 in the morning. He said 7, like it was fucking nothing. But I want you to know.
That was just the plane.
I want you to know, my dear brother, that I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you taking me out there and being real with me. I want you to know that, and that's rare for me. You made me feel comfortable. I didn't have anxiety. I didn't have none of that because I was with you. Then you introduced me to Mike. We were fucking. It just kept going. You know, Shannon Moore. It just kept fucking going smooth. So I just want you to know that I humbly appreciate you and your friendship, and I will do it all again with you, all day, every day, 7 days a week. Twice on Sunday, baby.
Absolutely.
Me and James need that Terramana drink again.
What? What drinks?
Oh, dude,
Man.
you gotta try this shit.
Yeah, it was so we go out to a local place by us. We do like wings and stuff, you know, like they have like specials and stuff like that. And then they have this like Terramana mixed drink that we do, and it is so smooth. It's a Terramana for like I'm not a tequila guy, but that Terramana with the mix that we got, it was like a sweet and sour, a splash of Sprite, Terramana,
and iced tea.
Iced tea,
green tea, yeah.
Green tea, yeah. It was called like a green tea, but it was done with Terramana, I think, right? That's what it was.
Dude, you don't even taste the Terramana.
No, hold on one second, because I have to.
So bad.
I have to ask this question, James,
Yes.
my Caucasian brother. Did you do something you set up? What's with the glowing lights, baby? You're looking clear.
Oh yeah, just a little bit, just a little different stuff. You know?
Little something.
James is such a smooth cat that I was making fun of him for getting a mini belt on the Friday we got there, and on Saturday I bought a fucking mini belt.
James will do that to you, especially at a wrestling event where we're not sitting next to each other. James will have you buy a shirt.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm sending links over and everything else. Absolutely, I'm like, you know, it's easy. You just go ahead and you just do it, man. Here's the link. Here's all that. You know, you're good.
So James, I have a question for you now. I'll present this question to Ethan and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, just say I haven't heard of it. What have you heard about JMar?
I mean, dude. Okay. So, I mean, obviously we've heard all the trash, right? Like he's not coming through with belts. He's not. He's another scammer, right? Like another, like, you know, the guy gets a name, can't keep up with his orders, pockets the money, and runs off. So that's what I've heard. Now the belts I've seen him do are amazing, right? You got this one, you got the Smoking Skull. I love the work that I see from JMar, but it's unfortunate that it turns out he was another piece of shit along with a long line of the other makers who don't follow through with their stuff.
I'll give him this.
Yeah, you go, Joey, because I know Ethan's gonna go fucking.
I'll give him this. I'll give JMar his due. He created a lot of great belts from our generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Big Eagles, the Smoking Skull, the Oval IC. You know, of course, a lot of WCW belts like the 3-plate US. You know, Cruiserweight, all that fun shit. Well, I don't think the Cruiserweight, but you know, the 3-plate US. But he is a Milliken, on par with Milliken with he doesn't deliver belts. And that's just his reputation.
Joey, what? Because I know I asked Ethan this. Ethan's just gonna go fucking insane. What do you think about a 1998 weight? And then I'll drop
did
it
he did he order that from me?
I'm going to let you have your thing. Let Joey answer this, and then James will answer too. Joey.
Yes.
Would you buy a belt from JMar?
I mean, we are in the same state, but I don't think I can trust it. I don't think I can take that, risk.
But Nico's right there. He did bring back color.
He did. I mean, you look at this belt that we're going to showcase tonight. The blue big block logo Big Eagle. It replaced
Good question.
It replaced one of the greatest belts of all time, the Winged Eagle. And when you see Vince McMahon in the ring holding it, and this belt was only around for like 3 months, I mean, it's one of the rarest belts out there, the real one. I mean,
James,
I can't do it.
Would you buy a belt from JMar?
If I was guaranteed to get the belts.
No, I'm talking about. You know what? I'm gonna make it so complicated. You are now an African American. You're Mike Jones, and you hit up JMar and say, "I want to," and you have the opportunity to hit up JMar for a belt. Would you?
No.
Only if it's a Hulk Hogan tribute belt.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, Jones. I'm sorry, Jones. I love you.
He's getting tight about that shit.
Oh yeah, he's going. No, he definitely is. Like, I mean, look, I want to make sure that if I'm paying for something, I want to make sure I get it right. So, like, if
Ethan's foaming at the mouth right now. Like,
he's frothing.
I'm good, bro.
He's frothing for sure.
Yeah,
he looks like a little bulldog, like a little pit bull. Like,
I'm fucking fantastic, bro.
Ethan Thompson.
Yes, baby.
Go ahead. I've helped you.
You gotta ask me a question.
You gotta ask.
The drinks are going, so you gotta ask him twice.
You gotta ask me the question. What's the question?
Listen, baby. I'm giving you full range. If we get
So would I order this belt from JMar?
Go to take care of it. Would you? Why wouldn't you order a belt from JMar? No, because I'm assuming now. Would you order a belt from JMar? And follow-up question: if you did, why? And if you wouldn't, why?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't order this belt from JMar because JMar is a piece of shit that is on Milliken status. And if you're still in this hobby defending
Milliken?
Yes, if you're still in this hobby defending Milliken, then I hope you drowned. Milliken's a piece of shit scammer, just like JMar. And we can go further, just like Omi and everybody else that's notorious for this belt. There's something about this belt. These people are just pieces of shit.
But no way! Oh, I gotta stop you there. Hold on a second. I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss off Mike Jones. Okay? As you say, this belt gets people in trouble, right?
There's exceptions. Always.
Hold on. The first belt I got from Mr. Omar Reese was a Block Big Eagle. Hold on.
How long
I'm not gonna bullshit you. We will always tell you the truth. You won't like it, but nigga, it is what it is. The first belt I got from Omi was a Block Big Eagle. That's how that motherfucker suckered me in. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
he makes a good big eagle.
Yeah,
no,
he makes
hold on. Go ahead.
The problem is,
finish up and I'll tell you.
No, the problem is he makes a great big eagle. The problem is he's a fucking liar. He's a fucking scam artist. So I bought it.
Can be chooses, but
yeah, well, no. So I bought. Well, let's just again. This is a truthful story. I bought a block logo from him. He inboxed me, was like, "Hey, bro, block logo plates are done, ready to go. Just putting on leather. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Done. Take it. Wrap it up." A year later, I end up buying that belt from Billy Bushi because Omi was still giving me the runaround. I was just a guy in the hobby.
Who are all these random people? Bro,
dude, I bought a belt from Omi. I bought a belt from Omi, and it took actually 6 months. Now, thank you, EW, because I rode that train to get my belt in 6 months from Omi. And I told Omi, you get me this belt in 6 months, I'll buy another belt. I'll buy another belt from Omi.
Yeah, Joey pulled strings to get an Omi belt.
Yeah.
The rest of us that didn't pull strings are sitting there waiting with our thumbs up our butt. So I finally find it secondhand. Buy it. Tell Omi, hey, go fucking stick it, because the excuses I heard was, well, hey, bro, there's a flood. Let's see, hey, bro, handcrafted masterpieces take forever. It was in final leather like 4 fucking times. So please go in your group chat and try to talk some shit and run your mouth and have fucking Icon go make a post, because I don't give a fuck about you or Icon or any of the fucking belts you make. I don't care about your HD. Nobody cares about your HD that I personally have friends waiting for 20 plus months.
Can I say?
But I'll tell you this: I didn't get that. I didn't go with Omi again, even though I said you get it to me in 6 months, I'll buy another belt. I didn't go with him again, ever again, because of what he did to Jay with that NWA Luger US.
Preach your truth, Jay.
Listen, no, I just want to highlight this. I would honestly, I'm not taking away anything from Ethan, from Joey, and from James. But I want to say my perfect episode, the perfect episode that I want to have is Drew Aldrich Boyer, who I know doesn't do live. Stephen Hammer, who doesn't do lives. And my special guest will be Carmine Sabia.
Oh.
And no, wait, hold on a second. Because these are people who are integrated into the hobby, right? That would be my perfect episode.
Fuck the hobby. Who cares?
But in all seriousness, look what Drew says. Absolutely not. His reputation precedes itself. Mine is awesome for less money and a lot less work. He has on the WAS, if I'm not mistaken. And this goes to the point of, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm sorry, he's the one that's doing it. Omi is charging $850 for an SD, right?
So
$1,800 for an SDAW.
Yes, $1,800 for an SD. Yes, $1,800 for an SDAW. At some point, Jay, right? When do you call? Wow. Wow.
You know how many times I got my ass slapped in Nashville, bro?
At some point, when do you call a scammer, right?
No, you're not capping. Here's the thing. I'm not.
But here's the thing, though. Is this scammer? Let me ask you a question, and I'll ask it to everybody in this.
Is this scammer? Have to disagree with you on that.
Okay, so is this scammer somebody that says, "Hey, I'll refund you after I sell a belt. I can send you screenshots too. I'll refund you after I sell your belt."
Sales is slow.
Sales are slow,
okay,
and take down. But you have to take down every bad thread.
Here's the thing.
You have to take down telling the truth.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Know about that. But here's the thing. Omi may have his issues, and this is coming from a nigga that got issues galore, right? I got my product, even though it took too long, even though I had to switch the belt. At the end of the day, he didn't Eddie Williams us and then take our money and just go, right? Joe Richard, I know you're watching. I know you blocked me. Please don't block me so I can block you. But Joe Richard, who has done a significant, me and him have Or we never even had a fucking one-on-one conversation, nigga. And you always talk, you always were running your mouth. But at least him, he's a man of his fucking word, right? Joe Richard says, hey, I'm going to give you a belt. He sends you that fucking belt without a problem, right? Sure, he's a dickhead. He knows he's a dickhead. Everybody else knows he's a dickhead. But he's a man of his fucking word. The man who gives shit. I know people have issues with him, people watching. But he's a man who gives to the hobby and got his money taken away by Eddie.
Yep.
It's not my issue.
The same thing as Omi. Sure, I'm gonna fight you on that. Sure, Omi fucks up the fucking time frames to shipments, and it's difficult. But I wouldn't call him a scammer, because a scammer says, "I got your money. You never hear from me again."
So
But-
somebody
go
waiting
ahead.
for somebody waiting for an SD belt for 2 years is not a scammer. But you're selling HD. Hold on, you're selling HD belts.
A scammer is taking your money, and
But
they never see that
he's
money
this
again.
close. He's this close to taking everybody's fucking money. If you can't afford a $50 or $100 refund for somebody until you sell a belt, bro, you're a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a fucking scam. Bottom line. We can sit here, put up John's comment. 11 months into me waiting for that block logo, I put up a thread, willing to buy block logo. He messages me and says, hey bro, got one in stock. I was like, I got one on order already from you.
That in stock shit irks the shit out of me, bro.
Only one person has in stock, and that is Nawaz.
Bro, this motherfucker don't miss.
He don't.
James, how many belts you have from Nawaz?
I think right now I only have 2. I've probably had like 6 or 7, and then I have 2 more on the way.
I have 3.
Wow.
2 were in stock. Go figure.
Yeah, well, 2 are in stock and 2 are currently up for sale because I'm upgrading. So
One's up for sale.
one's up for sale. Sorry, one is up for sale, which is a scratch European. But that's neither here nor there. The quality is fantastic. I just am upgrading to the, I guess if you want to call me elite, I'm just getting the HD versions of stuff now.
I got $100 in a bar trip. Come on.
Elite. Elite.
So
Right.
let's start this presentation, because we gotta go into chat and bullshit and all that stuff. So the Block Big Eagle, Joey, you are his belt historian. For some reason, you know all this shit about. I can't be fucking bothered. Tell me the specifics about the Block Big Eagle that sets it apart from the Scratch Big Eagle. Because did you guys know Matt Panetta was mad at me? Matt Panetta was mad at me that we were doing the Block Big Eagle instead of the Scratch. He's like, bro, where's the Scratch? I said, bro, we're doing it. They're 2 completely different belts, and Joseph will tell you why. He won't miss a fucking moment. But I'm like, bro, they're 2 completely different belts. I'm not gonna have them on the same show, right? So, Joey, what sets apart the Block Big Eagle from the Scratch Big Eagle?
Well, the Block Big Eagle has the block.
Big Eagle.
Shut the fuck up, you dick. It has the Block WWF logo. It has the blue leather. It has a brown burgundy croc backing. Brown, or you want to say it's brown or burgundy, either or. I mean, the property plate is a little different. I'll say that. They're different. On the side plates are pretty much the same, but the property plate is a little smaller on the Gold Scratch or the Scratch Big Eagle than the Block Big Eagle.
It's shaped different too, because it has the WWF.
Yeah.
And the JMar 98.
Yeah, JMar 98, where it's taller, where on the Scratch it's more in a square.
It more resembles a side plate, just a little smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ethan, what do you like about the Block Big Eagle?
Dude, again, what was it? March 30th, March 28th, something like that, 98.
Take that back, you son of a bitch.
It replaced the most iconic belt, but you look at You look at Austin come to the ring.
When that shit happened.
I was a little hurt. I was more hurt now that I rewatch it, watching Austin come to the ring and just chuck the belt at McMahon's feet, and you're just like, damn, that poor belt.
So, James, what were your thoughts when you saw the Winged Eagle? Such a magnificent belt in many eyes. Ethan is still stuck in the 80s when Warrior. What did Warrior beat Hogan in the 80s or was it in the 90s?
1990.
Oh, the year I was born. Shit.
Yeah.
James, what did you think of the transition
From the Big Eagle to
from the Winged Eagle to the Big Eagle?
I mean,
the Austin era has just begun.
I liked the Big Eagle, so it was actually if you're going to transition from one belt to another, I was okay with the transition to the Big Eagle because it looked good, it had color, it was a beautiful belt, the block logo, so it wasn't like a huge gap because the Winged Eagle was like my childhood, right? I love the Winged Eagle; it's one of my all-time favorite belts.
You were my childhood.
But the Big Eagle is a fantastic belt. I have one on order from shout out to Nawaz. It's pretty much just about ready. So I should have that soon. Yes, I am. I am your big.
Give me my big gold.
What?
So here's the thing. Belt. We're gonna present to you today 3 belts. We're gonna simplify this shit like there's no fucking tomorrow. Going on James's, little. I am going to tell you that you could get. I'm not going to present him here, but you can get WWE, the Legends logo. If you want the WWF, if you're like, Vinny, like Ethan, like Joey, like James, like everybody else in this fucking hobby that doesn't like the Legends logo, you can go to Nawaz. But if you're starting out in this hobby and you want to get your foot wet, WWE Shop Legends Block Big Eagle. Joey, what did you think when this belt came out?
It has the accurate backing. I mean, a lot of people will talk about like how the globe is off on the main plate.
Mm-hmm. That's a big issue.
Yes. But I mean, I liked how they got the backing correct. That's a big stickler for me. It is accurate. But I mean, it's not a bad belt. I mean, I can't do the Legends logo. I'm sorry, I just can't.
But tell me why. Is it just it looks wrong? Like, nigga, what it is? Talk to me.
If a belt had the WWF logo on it, I need that logo. Like, I'm a homer for it. I'm sorry.
B.A. Baracus, if you guys, God, that's one motherfucker I need on this show. Bro, does people in the crowd, if you don't know who Brian Allen is, my concern is I want to do a road trip with Culture Shock, right? And, we get Joey, we get Ethan, Vinny, Jones, we get James in there. We're vibing. My concern is we'll end up in freaking Long Island and we won't come out of it. Brian Allen is such a vibe. But Brian Allen once said to me, that's not the way it was fucking made. So why would I get a Legends logo? We were talking about the Winged Eagle back then. But Ethan, you being a mark, tell me why you don't like the Legends logo.
You know what? I'm gonna shock you on this one. Of all the belts with the Legends logo, this is the one I tolerate the most.
That's a fucking lie. Are you serious?
Because they went out of their way. They did the backing correctly. They covered the shirt. So if I wasn't gonna try to buy back the 1 year salon, then I would get this
back. I'm sorry,
bro. I'm gonna get it back.
Hold on,
I would get a shot. Right there, bro. Look at it.
It's beautiful.
No, I want that.
It's beautiful. James, tell me why you don't like the WWF logo.
Why I don't like the WWF logo?
I mean the Legends logo.
Oh, okay. You had me confused there for a second.
Chill the fuck out, puppy. You good?
I hate the way it looks. I do, right? So I just.
But it's
WWF
centered.
Logo.
Nico told me that shit. It's centered. He's right.
No, yeah,
it's centered.
I mean, if I were to like sacrifice, like if I were to get any belts, just with Ethan's point, right? I think the shop has done a good job with their most recent belts, whether it be the Winged Eagle that they came out with recently, this Big Eagle. Like, I would buy the belts because I think, especially the person who's overseeing them now, June does a great job of listening to what we have to say as collectors of wrestling belts as our hobby. And I think she does a good job with what she is doing. So I would get this, but again, the block of that, like, I don't like it. Like, so if you're going to do anything, then just give me the current logo on there instead and call it a day. Because this is never like, this is just, to me, it just looks stupid. The block logo does look stupid. Give me the current logo, make it an updated version of it, and I think it'd be fine. I think it would be totally fine.
So Drew, if I'm not mistaken, has the Nawaz, and that shit is fucking clean as hell. And
Yeah, that's why I got it.
Bro, I wouldn't be able to fucking function in Drew's house because I'll be touching shit like crazy.
Yeah.
But he has the Nawaz version, and that would be the maker if you wanted to get the block logo, but you didn't want to pay Classic Shields money. I will say go to Nawaz.
Or money.
What? Ain't nobody paying no fucking $9.75 for no belt, bro.
I know somebody that paid $12.50 for a SD Big Gold. So
who's this motherfucker y'all keep talking about, bro?
Sam,
I want to know who this person is.
We'll tell you later, bro. It's kind of shameful.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that bright. Omi saw him coming from a mile away.
Wait, what?
$12.50, bro.
But he's not. Drew's not lying though, bro. Because remember when Cena had the
shirt,
logo
the shirt.
Drew's on top of that shit. Okay, so Ethan, would you pay $429.99?
Absolutely.
For this? What?
If you're gonna be a doucher and not sell me back that belt, then absolutely.
Wait a minute. What the fuck does that have to do with me? Hold on a second. You traded.
You hold a cap. You said if you're gonna sell it, I'll buy it back, and I'm just waiting.
I'll sell you the Rock belt. I can't sell you that belt, bro.
I'm counting down the time. You change your mind about belts more than I do.
No, this is true though.
But I mean, you're putting up the AEW for sale, so isn't that kind of like a little?
I was putting it up for trade, but somebody offered me a nice shop universal for my Classic Shields Stone by Simpson AEW. I had to respectfully decline. A shop tag belt. I had to respectfully decline.
Hey, listen, I got a WCW 91 and 94 shop belt. And I know how much you love that belt. I think it's a perfect trade, man. I really do.
This Alaska comment has been around for like 8 months, bro.
Yep.
But go ahead, Ethan.
No. I would buy this belt on shop.
Why?
Again, it's not that bad. The Legend logo, I get it. I'm with everybody on the Legends logo, but if you're just a casual dude that wants to buy the Big Eagle, grab it. If you're into the hobby a little more, I'll go to Nawaz.
True.
Yeah.
True. Joey, would you go with this, or is the Legends logo just gets it away from you?
For $429, I'd rather go to Nawaz and just get the plates for $300 and put it on American leather.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Something, Nawaz needs to get a PowerPoint going in Pakistan about what in stock means. Because he's the only one that says, I got this shit in stock, and you pay him, and like 7 days later, you have the fucking belt.
I got 2 belts from
3 days
Nawaz in stock. Like, I'll be like, Nawaz, what's up? How you doing? He'll message me back. What do you have in stock? He'll send you like 15 to 20 pictures of belts that he has actually in stock.
The next belt I buy from Nawaz, mark my words, I'm going to buy that fucking sheet.
That sheet is...
I want that fucking sheet.
Oh, my God.
So, listen.
Go to the one comment that says, would y'all stop?
Sorry that you're gullible.
This one. This is the dumbass that did the $12.50.
No!
Yeah, but dude, leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's having a rough week. He got kicked out of his own He got kicked out of his own podcast this week. Just chill, bro.
No.
Just chill.
Anthony.
Are you serious, bro? $12.50? Bro, give Vinny 2 weeks and he'll have what?
Nico.
I mean, it's a fantastic $600 belt.
Okay,
Trust me.
So, Joey, tell me about the etching on this belt.
It's pretty good, actually. I like it. It's crisp.
Ethan, do you care that it's hollowed out?
Nah, I really don't, because I thought I would, but then I got the V2 in my hands, the Undisputed. And like
that shit switch hands between all of us.
I'm the only one that's left, I think, to have to get it, right? I might trade you for it.
I haven't got it.
Oh, James hasn't got it.
Well, it went from Vinny to me to Ethan and then somewhere.
Bro,
Sorry,
so let me ask you this.
Who the fuck are you?
FMB leather service coming soon.
I have to ask a question, Ethan.
Woo!
Ask it, bro.
So I asked people, makers, if you will, to send me your belt. If you believe your belt is on Classic Shields level, right? Send me your belt. I'll review it here live, and we'll let the people decide. Crickets in my DMs, right?
Give the people what they want.
Why wouldn't a maker want to do that?
So
let's say with this belt and with Classic Shields, because I can say that their reflection and all that stuff and the etching and all that stuff is the same. Go ahead.
So there's this weird thing with these belts, right? And these guys and these makers. One of the pet peeves I have with all these makers is, with the artwork so readily available, your artwork should never be wrong. Your font should never be wrong, and things like that. So I think that why they're reluctant to send you something is because, again, this is another belt you see that is CNC'd to death. It is just, and it's not a bad belt to be CNC'd. You can CNC and get away with it, no problem.
I got it CNC'd.
And that's the thing is, this is a belt you can get away with CNC, but the artwork is inexcusable to be wrong. That's why the Winged Eagle, the Intercontinental, you look at them and they're wrong. And it is what it is, but makers know that they cheap out. You're buying a CNC belt for what, $350 nowadays? $400?
Yeah, I think it depends who you go to. Correct.
They're cutting corners, and the corners they cut are plating and leather and everything else. So it's one of those things is you're not really believing what you're selling.
Right. And I know everyone else who's part of the hobby, they grab their belts, they're always holding it, they're doing their thing. I don't got time for that shit.
Get the selfies.
I really, when I get a belt, bro, all I do is I get it, I display it, and it's done. Right? That's literally all I do. Right? So there are people who believe that these belts are not good. You know, Matt Panetta's right though. Matt Panetta's right with the Alaska shit, right? The Alaska shit doesn't, like, literally it cuts off. It's strange, right? But I think for the average collector, this is a decent belt, right?
Yeah,
this isn't a belt that's gonna. I mean, look at how, if you buy this belt, James, for example, if I buy you this belt, are you just gonna display it, or are you gonna get it re-leathered, put stones? What are you gonna do with it if I sent you this belt?
I'll probably just display it. I would consider getting it re-leathered, but honestly, every time I want to get something leathered, I end up not doing it, so it'll probably just be put on display. That's it.
And it's a decent belt. I like the fact that they like went WWE 1998
Instead of JMar.
Yeah.
instead of JMar. But it's a decent belt. I was actually contemplating on getting it. But then Ethan traded me for the AEW and I got his, and I actually have it right here. And it's a decent belt. It's from Classic Shields. And I mean, here it is. Classic Shields. Ethan Thompson, you elitist son of a bitch.
Agreed.
Why? What? Why Classic Shields? I know I ask this every fucking episode.
Again, it's one of those things. Is we know the wait times. I get the wait times, but there's a level of peace of mind. Nawaz, I'm gonna put Nawaz in that category of you get a level of peace of mind.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's very fair.
with you know what you're gonna get when you get it. I'm paying Classic Shields for essentially a museum quality belt. And that's what I'm gonna get.
I'm going to right now, Jones.
But here's the thing, and James, you tell me, because you deal with different makers. What's it like to ask for an in-stock belt and then get it? When you hear stories of like me asking Nawaz if he had an NWA available, and all of a sudden he says yes. I'm waiting for my belt, and freaking, what was it, 14 months that I waited for that fucking belt?
For Nawaz?
No, not Nawaz, Omi. I asked Omi if he had an in-stock belt. Yeah. He told me he had the NWA, and then fucking, did his thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, like, for Nawaz, he's the main one I go to anymore, right? Like, I go to Nawaz. I mean, Richard just put something on screen, whatever the case may be, right? Nawaz is somebody who, hell, I don't even have to message him, and he'll be like, oh, hey, here's an update on your belt, and by the way, I have this, somebody didn't do this, and do you want it? Do you want to buy it, type thing. So it's like he's pushing other belts onto me before I can even think about the fact I even want them. So it's great to just get it right in and have it immediately. So I got a bit, my big gold, I got my European scratch, came in like 3-4 days. He shipped it right out, had everything I wanted. Fantastic. Cannot ask. Like, I wish I could like hit up Classic Shields and be like, hey, do you have in stock? That's a joke in itself. But like, and have it like 4 days later, I'd be freaking thrilled.
That big gold is phenomenal.
God, it is. Yeah, I need to talk to Tony. Joey, you're very smart with your money.
I am.
None in our circle can touch you, my brother. Would you pay $14.50 for an HD Block Big Evil from Classic Shields? That let me say, you won't have to do anything into it. You need to restore. You don't need to do it. All you need to do is display it. And to appease Matt Panetta, the Alaska shit is right. So, would you buy it?
I would, but I already have one.
What do you have it from?
I already have one. I got one.
I went to Moosey for a CNC. I said, yo, I'm just going to try him out. Nice. Like, just send me the plates, CNC, and if I don't like them, I can sell them.
Bro, you want to know what's the crazy thing that no one has mentioned on this show? You ready?
Yes.
Mion, for some reason, I don't know where, I don't know why, I don't know who, what, when, where, how. Mion Belt, for some reason, is still delivering belts.
Hey, and that's the thing is, I'm actually reaching out to Mion. He's CNCing me a custom belt that I put in chat. I'm getting that thing rolling, and
I know when I asked Ethan this question as to why, would he pay the $14.50? He doesn't want to rant a little bit, so I'm gonna ask James first, and then let Ethan do his thing. James, would you pay $14.50 for this Block Big Eagle, or would you just go Nawaz? And it's okay if you go Nawaz. It's like, what? Because there are certain belts, Jim, and I know you and I had this conversation in Nashville. Certain belts,
Yeah,
you
Jim.
go all the way. You literally
you
go
told
all
me,
the
Jim.
way. And there are belts that you're good with Nawaz or Laura and the Maker.
Yeah, so I already went with Nawaz on this. So, but I mean, honestly, if there wasn't that second option that puts through the quality, like, because obviously, like for me, like a lot of my stuff is starting to be more like American made. But if there wasn't that option to have a quality maker like Nawaz do what he does, I mean, I would do the classic Shield all day because you know what quality you're getting, even if it is 12 months, 14 months, somebody else's time, 6 months. Jesus. You know, whoever it might be who gets their stuff earlier than others. You know, I would definitely go with classic Shields though. I like classic Shields.
JJ, in the last picture you showed, is that belt blue or black?
It's blue. It's just the lighting. When I took the picture, I was like, "Shit, that shit looks black."
It's definitely blue. The
it's
correct
definitely blue.
I feel like it's like that dress that everybody's staring at, trying to figure it out. That's definitely looks black for sure.
No, for real, bro. Did you remember, James? Just a side quick. Did you remember the scooter we found?
Yes.
In the church with the fucking. I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck that got there. Because you're gonna need 2 people to lift that shit up and just throw it and hang it on the fucking on the gate. You guys,
I don't know how they did it. Yeah, to see it, but I don't know how that happened.
God, and that pizza. What was the name of that? No, you probably don't remember. We got some Supreme pizzas. First of all, this motherfucker at 3 a.m. like what was it, 2 a.m. orders a fucking Supreme pizza. Right?
Yeah,
I'm literally in bed, like, what? He's like, hey, I just ordered a Supreme pizza. I'm like, nigga, it's 2 in the morning.
Jay sleeping. James is putting it by his mouth so Jay can smell that pizza. Like,
bro, I'm grabbing my mask and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, you want some Supreme pizza? It's fucking 3 in the morning. But let me tell you something, James. Didn't that Supreme pizza slap hard, bro?
Oh, it did, because you ordered one the next night, and then
bro.
and dude's like he's asleep, right? Because you know he's already asleep. Like he orders the pizza, we leave and go to this horrible party, and this pizza guy's calling me, and I'm like, Jay, you have to go downstairs and pick the pizza up. He's like, no, just tell him to come up, bro. I'm like, no, he can't because it's blocked off because WWE's right across the street. You actually have to get up off the bed.
So you broke Jay's ass up to go get the pizza.
I
told him, I'm like, dude, you got to go get that damn pizza. I'm not there. Or else
it's all on you, baby. But it was
the pizza.
Really,
it was good.
It was a good pizza, though. I really enjoyed it.
It wasn't bad. It was definitely good. A good like late night pizza, for sure.
So,
especially when you're hammered.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, they're gullible.
Ethan Thompson.
Yeah, Newman Ali, baby.
So Newman Ali compared to Classic Shields, why? What's going on? Talk to me about these side plates. Just the side plates alone compared to what you would get from a what is it? What's his name?
Newman Ali, baby.
That's right, the best belt maker in the world.
Good quality belts.
So here's the thing though. There's like this disparity in quality. You're not getting. I'm sorry, but any $300 belt you get,
you're right, Rob,
is not 24 karat gold. 9 times out of 10 is like if you look at it and you see that if it's a dual plated belt, and you'll see it like dull. That's true, Banana. You'll see it dull is because what they do is they use cheap plating and then they clear coat over the plating to protect it. Like literally like rattle can spray paint clear coat.
Carmine had a situation like that where the maker spray paint gold and shit, and it was fucking, it was. And I agree with him. If you're fucking spray painting shit and trying to sell it off like what it is,
you need that Orion belt, dude.
Orion belts, baby. That's where we're at. But he was right. If you spray paint shit, don't expect people are gonna pay top dollar when you can fucking rub it off with a fucking towel. James Taylor, look at that JMar shit. Huh?
I see that.
Would you fuck that belt? Bro, is that your dog? Oh my God!
I will. Acknowledge him.
Oh,
acknowledge him.
This is
Prophet of the month. What's his name, bro?
dude. It's Roman, bro.
Acknowledge him.
His
Your
name is
tribal chief.
Roman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his name
You're
is
such
Roman.
a
Yes.
fucking mark.
Dude,
Does
I
Mike
am.
Gray know about this?
He does. Yes. He does.
Oh my! Did he call you a mark?
He did. He definitely did. He's just jealous because my dog is more beautiful than his.
Bro,
that's
you
all.
guys need to meet
Still waiting
Mike
for him to
Gray.
bring that dog over.
Well, he had fleas, man. So he's cute, but he carries a whole bunch of bugs on him. Son of a
So
poor dog.
I want to say this.
Dog's like,
before
give me
we
some
move on,
Corona.
right? Before we move on from Classic Shields, Ethan, do you get any special treatment from our good friends at Classic Shields?
Absolutely.
Hold on, stop. I didn't ask the
Son
question
of a
right.
bitch.
I didn't ask that question right. I did not
You want the truth?
You son of a bitch.
You
You can't
hold on.
handle the truth.
You ruined it, damn it!
You ruined it,
I
damn
didn't
it.
ask that question properly. Did you? Because I'll give you an
It's
example.
out. It's already out.
No.
There's no
Here's the
turning
absolute
back.
truth.
There's no
No,
turning
here's the
back.
absolute
Can I
truth.
say the difference?
I
between-
100. Hold on. No. We're gonna do it because we value our honesty, and here's the truth. I 100% get preferential treatment from Classic Shields because you can ask these guys. You can ask these guys in this chat.
He's ruthless.
I ordered a 91 to 94 WCW United States or WCW championship. I ordered it 14 months ago. I asked for my first update and I was told it's in pre-etching. So that's the kind of preferential treatment I get. I get 0.
So I want viewer beware. I want you to know that Ethan Thompson exploits. Unlike me, unlike everyone else on this,
I will
screen,
100% exploit
everyone
anything I can.
backstage, right? Like Mike Jones. Mike Jones will rip your fucking head apart, but he understands, right? The Moosetadon, Mark Cyrus, is a fucking voice of fucking reason. You can't get any better than Mark. Nico, he's smooth. He likes to chill. Everybody that we hang out with is always on the tip of morality, being a decent human being.
I ain't lying about it.
Ethan Thompson is not that.
He'll chop your legs off to cut in front of you.
Why don't you ask Vinny what I'll do to get a belt before him?
He will do a lot. That's how they met.
Thank you, Mafoose.
So, is he still selling belts?
Once in a while, yeah. He's still in the game.
Ethan goes above and beyond to get special treatment from any fucking maker. We don't do that. So, Joey, I want you to. Do you have a Block Big Eagle?
I do. I just said I got it from Moosie.
Sorry, there you
I
go.
got
Did
CNC
you-
plates on American leather.
And how are you? How much did you pay for that?
The plates by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't answer that. Special treatment.
No.
No, that ass. How standard? How much would someone pay?
The CNC plates, he sold it to me for $225.
And then you got to re-leather by who?
AJ Giddings.
How much was the total belt? Ethan, get your calculator out because you know, nigga, I'm done.
Probably
James,
about
don't joke. Stop.
$550, $575.
Are you happy with it?
Hell yeah, I am.
So
Yeah,
that goes to show that you don't need to spend all this money to get this belt, right? You can go to Nawaz,
No, I was the first one in this group to have the AJ's leather.
right? And it's a decent quality, right?
Oh, love it.
So me personally, and this is the reason why I did this, I want to break it down simple. I will either go Classic Shields, which I have. Hold on. If it wasn't clear earlier, Ethan Thompson traded me this Block Big Eagle for a AEW. I was thinking of selling it. I'm not going to sell it anymore because it's one of the belts that stuck with me when Austin beat Shawn.
I like that you're not going to trade a belt that was traded to you by a good friend. I like that.
Yeah,
That means
no,
well.
here's the thing. Like, it means something to me, right? When Austin had it, I was like, oh my God, this is better than that piece of shit Wind Eagle, which now I love more than this belt.
I would have sold it as soon as Ethan sent it, honestly.
Of course you would.
Hold on.
So, let's go. Ethan, you have 2 minutes. Don't fucking go on.
That's what she said.
Hold on.
Here he is.
Hold on. I gotta bring up this.
Joe
No,
JMar. Joe,
not him.
Joe JMar Marshall is the original maker of the Winged Eagle. Some of these pictures.
You mean the Big Eagle? The Big Eagle. Not
Big
the Winged Eagle.
Some of these pictures come from our good friend Dan McMahon. No bootlegs, please. God, for fuck's sake,
Especially
stop
AEWs.
booting these fucking spinners. I don't understand why. Jesus fucking Christ.
And the network logos. And the network logos. I'm sorry. If you're getting a network logo booted,
Stop.
fucking choke on a hot
Just
dog.
stop.
Network
Wait
logo.
for fucking sake.
Don't.
Call
Spinner.
Mark Cyrus
Don't.
and say, hey, Mark,
And-
I'm
and
thinking
for-
about dropping $450, $600 on a bootleg belt. And Mark Cyrus will tell you, fuck the hobby. Okay? Stop doing stupid. Stop spending
Do it this
money
way.
on stupid
Do it
shit.
this way.
Fuck.
Do it this way. Spinners.
I'm
Stop
sorry,
it.
Jones.
Network logo. Stop it. And for our friend Dan, don't boot AEWs by low rent makers. If you're going to do it, at least do it right.
No.
Just saying.
For fuck's sake. I don't. Okay. I'm going to go on a fucking. I'm on a tangent. Just chill the fuck out. Listen, Joey, when you first saw the Block Big Eagle by Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince brought it. What did you think?
So I remember this night visually because this was the night after WrestleMania. And you see Austin walk into the ring with a Winged Eagle on his shoulder. And McMahon is standing in the ring with this. And you're like, what the frick? Like, because this was the same night where they got rid of the classic IC and The Rock got the oval purple leather oval IC, the Block logo oval IC.
Was he? I thought Road Dogg debuted. Was it him?
No, it was The Rock because it was the
Rock,
night
okay,
after
okay.
WrestleMania where the Block logo Big Eagle and the
March
Block
30th,
oval,
1998.
oval IC.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see when
Moose
Austin
fucking-
grabs it from McMahon and then drops the Winged Eagle on his foot, I was upset, like heartbroken, because the Winged Eagle, is what we grew up on.
Ethan probably righted at school that day.
But I thought I love this belt because of the blue leather. You didn't see a lot of belts with different color leather. And when you saw this, I mean, even though it was only around for like a couple months, dude, I loved it. Like I fell in love with it.
Well, ask Moose and Jones how long it was been, because I think it was like what, six months or something like that. Moose
For
and
what?
Jones will fucking know
For
that
what?
shit. For how long it was actually, because it was only
No,
Austin.
I could tell you. It
How
was
much?
Austin and Kane. So
That's
Austin defended it at 2 pay-per-views against Dude Love.
And he got the bloodbath.
And then he got the bloodbath, and then the leather
Jesus, I
turned
don't even
black.
remember none of that
He
shit,
fought Kane at King of the Ring, lost it, and then he won it back the next night on Raw. And then at Judgment Day, when him and Undertaker were facing Kane and Mankind for the tag titles, that's when he walked out with the smoking skull. So it was
Because he
only
was
till
pissed
July.
off
It was only till
about-
July. It cut him on the chin.
Oh,
It cut him on the chin.
so wait, March, April, May, June, July,
3 months.
4 months?
Three
Well,
months.
because the whole idea of the smoking skull came about quickly after it cut Austin on the chin, and LOD was like, "Yo, just do your own custom belt," and that's when the smoking skull.
Yeah,
was
because
kinda-
when he went to kick McMahon and give him the stunner, the belt jumped up and cut him in the chin.
And then that's when he, unknowns to Vince McMahon and the rest of World Wrestling Federation at the time, he went to JMar and asked for the smoking skull. And
Yeah, he was
JMar
going to
made
do
a
the
gold
silver
and a silver.
smoking skull, but JMar's like, yo, just keep that one and use the gold one.
The weebie is mine.
The ring is mine.
So here's the thing. I've always found
James
it weird
Taylor
that
is
there's
mine.
always this like secrecy around these fucking belts. You know how long it took me to find these fucking pictures? Dan McMahon puts up his stuff and lets people use it. Dan, thank you for the pictures. Belttalk.com. Make sure to don't go showing bootlegs on there. He doesn't like bootlegs, but Dan is at the end of the day someone who wants positivity and wants people to be well informed. Sure, he bitched about a fucking big gold back in the day to Mike Hollandcheck, but I think he's on the up and up. James
Bite
Taylor,
my fucking fingers.
Mad as hell.
I mean, what do you think of this particular belt that's on screen right now? Just off the cuff, what do you think?
You're muted, honey.
You're muted, baby.
Sorry,
Get your ass
my
off
bad.
mute, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know
Fucking
what
rookie.
happened. I'm sorry. It's
Poison.
rookie stuff here. So like the bars, is that painted right there? Is that what I see on the screen?
It looks like it's painted.
It looks painted, right? It looks more of a purple than a blue. So I don't like. I don't know. It's a darker blue. I don't like that.
Isn't it supposed to be cut out, Ethan?
It is.
Yeah,
supposed to be
it's
cut
supposed
out,
to be
yeah.
cut out, and I was actually talking to Classic Shields about that because they actually end up. Here's another thing you don't understand: when Classic Shields is making you that belt, and they go to curve the belt, those sidebars snap off sometimes. That's like the original. The original, if you look at pictures of the original, the bars are snap because it's just weak. There's not a whole lot of material.
There's not.
That's why they had it colored in like with the scratch logo Big Eagle, because The Rock, cut them up. So here's the thing about the Dan, because I talked to Dan about this. When Dan got this belt from JMar, next to the WWF logo is the TM for trademark, where on the one on TV had the R for registered.
Ooh.
But the one that I got from Moosey says TM, because TM was only on the scratch Big Eagles. And when I saw JMar, when JMar made belts for customers, he put TM instead of R. So mine has the TM, which I'm not mad at.
Not mad at it, guys. It's not mad.
So, let me ask you this.
You don't want to see
So,
him mad.
James, do you know that on the Better Business Bureau, the BBB, Triple B, JMar, they trash JMar.
I seen to.
They talk
Saw that.
so much shit about Joseph Marshall. It's not even funny. And I know I asked this before. I'm not going to ask you it again about buying it from him. But do you think it's worth paying $6,500 plus for this shit from him?
Ooh.
I don't think he would charge that, but he can't make the copy. He doesn't have the license anymore.
You think his
But if
number's still active, like on the side plate?
Ethan, have you tried that? Because I know you're the one that's fucking probably.
I have not. So little tidbit. Actually, the wife is really obsessed with when I watch old Raw. And you remember how people used to put up their phone numbers and shit?
Mm-hmm.
She'll text people and see if their phone numbers are still active. Just for shits and giggles.
She's texting old numbers from old Raws. Were their phones cell phones back then?
I do have
Yes, it
to
worked.
say that
It
Christopher
worked.
Thompson.
I just had to clear
Is-
that. I had to clear that up.
Back in
real quick.
'98.
Literally.
Shit.
You know how you have people in your life, bro? She's the conscience, bro.
Dude had the Zach Morris phone in the crowd.
I think she's
Oh.
that
Oh,
person
yeah, that
for
was me on
everyone
Raw.
on screen. That she is the fucking conscience.
That was my
So
phone.
thank you,
in
Dan
1998.
McMahon. Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna go this, and then I'm gonna bring on, Mike Jones, Nico, and the Moosetadon. Mark says, I cannot believe I have him on fucking Get the Strap.
With that
Why?
man bun.
What's with the fucking secrecy with these fucking belts, bro? Because every time I have to go look for these images to show you guys, Dan had this belt for sale for $6,000 6 years ago. I'm saying estimate, me seeing all the shit and constantly looking at eBay for buying new deals and stuff. I will say right now, $8-10 easy because of the copyright shit.
Those sidebars are not cut out. Those are painted right there.
Those are not cut out. Those
Sorry,
are.
relevant.
That actually looks like a CNC. That looks like a CNC. That looks like a CNC wing Big Eagle to me.
Would you pay $6,000 for it, Ethan?
No,
Not for a CNC, no.
not for CNC.
James, would
no.
you pay? You said no, Joey. You pay
Fuck no.
$6,000. Gentlemen, here's the beltster.
The original.
How many belts
There's-
do you think
that's
this
the original.
motherfucker owes people?
That's the original, baby.
Well, how many belts do you think this motherfucker owes people?
Say like probably a couple hundreds, maybe 1,000.
I didn't buy a belt from him. I bought one from Milliken, 2007, baby. Send me my fucking Winged Eagle, please.
Probably as many as Omi.
James, how many belts do you think he owes?
I mean, probably at least I'd say maybe around the 100 range. At least.
Do you guys think anyone's gonna get these belts?
Nope.
No.
So, Big Eagle segment, great. Let's see who people choose. First, let me bring him on the Beltomania podcast. He is a wealth of knowledge, information. One of the guys who actually loves wrestling, a good friend of the show, the Moosetadon, Mark Cyrus, baby. I love that. Welcome to Overtime, baby.
Cruiser Brody, bitch.
Jones.
Berserker, John.
I
Moore,
thought it was Bastion Booger.
Ice Train Jones, the man who keeps the taxes low, Mr. Mike Jones, baby. Welcome back, season finale.
Sandwich and Pickles 2.0. Here we go. Let's go.
I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass at the Hyatt in Chicago.
Guess he forgot I got controls.
Mr. Sexy himself, drama-free,
Power.
smoke collection, living it up with his friends, Mr. Nicco Faris, baby. You are back on Overtime, baby. How's it going? Did you guys?
That's good.
Let me ask you, Nicco, since you were the special guest, then I'll go to Mark. Which belt would you pick out of the three that I've showed you?
I mean, if he could deliver, I'd be going with the JMar, but I'd go with the CS.
CS, okay. The Moosetadon, Mark Cyrus.
Mark's like, fuck the WWF.
Yeah, Moose is like, I'll go with the WCCW Texas Light Heavyweight.
I want to make this shit a permanent thing. Him and Jones going at it. Go ahead, Mark.
If I had to buy a Big Eagle,
if you had to,
I had to.
If Jones put a gun to your head and said you got to pick,
It's like Bubba and Devon on steroids on screen.
So if Carmine slithered up to you and was like, yo, either you buy a Big Eagle or you're getting off BAM, which Big Eagle are you buying?
I'm buying the shop. I don't give a fuck about the belt.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that though.
As far as you would say goodbye, I'm out.
Here's the thing. I have to agree with that because it's, and I know Mark really could care less about the Big Eagle, but I feel like it's a belt that I can just buy and put it on display and be done with it. Mr. Michael Jones, which belt will you take?
I absolutely hate this version of the belt, but if I have to pick one,
hate is such a strong word.
How dare you?
I don't like the block logo. I like the fresh logo. Nobody I cared
According
about had
to
the
Matt
block logo.
Panetta, it's the same fucking belt. So
Nobody I care about held the block logo. So
I take the gold scratch over the
you
block.
don't care about Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I told y'all before.
I like the white scratch,
I've never liked Stone Cold. I like
Stunning
Steve.
Steve.
It's a difference.
Yes,
it's a difference.
It is true.
Somebody kick him off the show,
James
So you
Taylor.
said you want to get kicked off again?
please.
James Taylor, you supreme pizza sexy daddy. Bro, can I you remember the wings we had at that rooftop deck with Sophia, the waitress?
I do.
Wasn't
yeah.
Sophia a sweetheart, bro?
She was absolutely 100%.
And weren't the wings amazing?
The wings
Was her wings amazing?
I feel like this is how porno starts.
it is hard.
Like Jay just glances over and fucking James is just railing on a drum
Let me
flat.
tell you something, baby.
I feel like Sophia made it back to the ring.
I show you a picture of Sophia, and this is not a sexual thing. If I show you a picture of Sophia, she looks like the sweetest person in the world. She's dealt with a lot of shit, but she still keep trucking. Is that right or wrong, James?
No, that's right. And she had the sweetest cheeks hanging out the whole time too. So
This
it made it a lot better.
But James
Throwing it
Taylor,
out there.
which belt would you take?
So I would probably take the classic shields over all of them, just because I think classic shield has been great. So, and not for nothing, I'll eventually get my belt, even though it might take a year I might get an update in 6 months, and they're rushing me back for Facebook and stuff like that, and saying my belt's almost done, and then I'm waiting another 6 months. But eventually, I'll get the belt, right? As opposed to the JMar, to where I'll never see it, and I'll be out all that money. So I would take the CS.
Okay, all right, look at that. Because I was gonna go with Ethan, but I know what I'll get myself into. Joey,
Yes.
what would you take, baby?
I would go with the shop if it had the block logo,
It doesn't.
but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
So
It's current state, Joe.
I'm going with the CS because I'm not paying like $6,000 for a JMar. So I'd rather save my money, buy a CS, and then buy more belts with the rest of the money.
Before Ethan goes on his fucking rant, Nico, was this what
Nico
kind of
already
logo was it?
It's already posted.
So for WWF, I reached out.
WWF?
Yeah, just to float it.
Joseph, can he do that?
I
Can
asked him,
JMar
and
do that?
And he replied, or his assistant, or somebody replied from the email. Obviously, I never pulled through.
So you reached out to JMar?
JMar.
Yeah,
yep.
JMar.
Wait, whoa, no,
JMar's a belt
this
maker.
is serious shit.
Mhm.
Ethan, can he do that, or is he going like backdoor?
There's all this backdoor fucking kayfabe bullshit that these guys live on.
Okay. Nico, I don't know if you went into this, but would he stamp the leather? Would he?
The leather
didn't get
wasn't
that
stamped.
far.
The leather wasn't stamped on
Yeah.
the block.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
Ethan.
You already know where
he
Ethan's
replied
gonna
with
go.
the
CS.
details.
No, go ahead, Nico. Go ahead. Finish up.
No, he just replied with the pricing, and I mean that was it. And I didn't go back, and I just wanted to see what he would say.
Okay.
Nah.
Ethan, go ahead and fucking do your thing.
Well, not to
You
disappoint
won't buy
the
from the
crowd.
Beltster, Ethan?
Not to disappoint the crowd, I'll stick with my elitist classic shields and just go there. Shocker.
Okay.
I know.
Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Consistency.
Nothing but a CS.
Okay. Again, though, who's more consistent? I got
JMar.
Eight.
Sure.
I got 10.
The shop gets it to you in a week.
No. I got 10 CS.
JMar
Never been
never
disappointed.
delivers. Yeah, JMar never's delivered. That's more consistency for sure. You know exactly what you're getting.
He's
That's
owned
nothing.
belts since '98, bro. That's insane. That's really insane. So let's have our overtime open discussion. I'm gonna start with a man who I think loves wrestling more than even Mike Jones. I never thought I would find the person, but constantly watching him, working with him when I was back in BAM, I know this man loves wrestling beyond belief. Mark, I know you say fuck the hype.
Mhm.
I know you hate all the bullshit. I know it. And I'm there with you. I don't want to do this show anymore. What has frustrated you with, and I don't want to say hobby, I want to say with the wrestling community in the past year?
No community.
Preach your truth.
So as far as the wrestling community goes, it's the simple fact that it is such a tribalist community, in that if you are not on one side or the other, you're wrong. I'm just so sick of people saying, well, this is what's wrong here, that's what's wrong there, but what I like is perfectly fine. And like I said earlier, my one hope for the rest of the year is that the wrestling community can try and find a way to branch out. And I get it. Some people will never watch anything but WWE. That's all they like. That's all they care about. That's fine. But at the end of the day, if that's all you're going to watch, you then have no room, in my opinion, to get on somebody for wanting to talk about Impact or NWA or GCW or Japan or Mexico or anything like that.
MLW.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
Because
still
it'd be
going
like,
to talk.
it'd be like going to Baskin Robbins and bitching about 30 flavors. This is what's wrong, that's what's wrong, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. But the one flavor you like, you rant and fucking rave about, and then you say, why can't all these others be exactly like this one?
Rocky Road.
Fucking bullshit.
Very, very true. Very true. So, Nico, what has frustrated you in the past year? So I removed the hobby from Mark because I've realized from watching him and understanding the way that he works, he has removed himself from the hobby, right? And I see that shit and I wish I was like, nigga, I wish I fucking could, right? What have you been frustrated about with the hobby in the past year?
Say it, the 1250 big golds. Say it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean the 1250 big golds are very frustrating. I just look at it overall, just all the scamming, all the bullshit, all the ego. It just all rolled up into one. I just similar to what James was saying earlier. You just get to the point where you're just like, fuck it, ignore it if you can, and keep it moving. It's just like an endless revolving door of bullshit.
Right. And it becomes, I am up to the point, bro, like there are days where, and I know people don't probably know about this with me because I constantly try to keep my private life, my private self away from the bullshit. But I enjoyed, belts were my thing. That was my thing. That was the one thing I always was like, I'm the only one that fucking knows about this. I am the only one that can fucking have a conversation about it, right? I was so like just all over the whole hobby thing, right? I was, and I didn't even know a hobby existed back then, right? So it was always, to me, it was always the thing. I love belts. I love belts. I sit here and do things about belts and take pictures and try to educate people about it. But belts have been my thing, right? I went to SummerSlam with James. And I was thinking when I was going to meet him, I'm like, shit, this motherfucker's going to talk hobby day and fucking night. Not a single word about it. James Taylor, you tell me, what has frustrated you in the past year in this house?
Oh shit, nothing, because I don't care about it.
He doesn't give a shit, baby. I set you up. He doesn't care, and that's the amazing thing. We didn't have we didn't talk anything about the hobby. It was, bro. I spent, how many days did we spend? 4 days.
4, yeah.
4 days together. Not a single.
You're gonna need therapy after that with James.
We were vibing, styling, and profiling, baby. And that's the kind of people you gotta, especially when you're in this hobby. Look at Moose. Moose was like, "Fuck this shit. I'm fucking done. I'm not dealing with it." And he hasn't dealt with it. Jones wouldn't give you the fucking time of day, right? James Taylor, Nicco Faris, like it's just smooth all around. And that's the people you gotta surround yourself with. Joey. 100%. I've given you full creative, baby. Go ahead. What has frustrated you?
I used to care, but going out to the bars with James, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get where James is at. Like, I do not care. Like, just zero care.
You may still see him on the comments every once in a while when he decides to, chime in when he doesn't care.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But, I'm like, it's going to be a slowly phasing out.
Yeah.
Like.
It's not right away.
No, it's going to take some time. But.
It's like that one side chick you can't stop going to. You just keep on going to, and eventually you're gonna work your way a different way, but you keep on going back to it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So he'll eventually get it.
Maybe if I get some beers and wings, this week, it'll be fully.
Jones, are you going to behave yourself? What has frustrated you in this past year of the hobby, bro?
Inconsistency.
The what?
Inconsistency.
This nigga always preaching, bro.
You asked me
Tell
what question? Inconsistency.
Tell me about the inconsistency.
That boy, you good.
All right, you got like it's been said already. There's certain people you know you can go to, and you don't have to worry about it. You can just say, "All right, I want this. That's it. We're done. Cool." And when it gets here, it gets here. Yeah. And there's other people you're just like, I just have to find out what's going on. Like, can I trust you? Should I trust you? Why does it look like that? It didn't look like that on TV.
It's like a fucking game, bro. I don't understand why. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, you need to beat 23, but once you get to beat 23 yard, everybody's good.
But like he said, there are certain aspects of it that make it worthwhile. Like, had it not been for the hobby, this right here would have never happened.
Literally,
that is
bro,
true.
You and Marx's segment, bro. In my head, I want this permanent. Ethan Thompson, please, bro, just.
This might surprise you, as my puppy is right here, just chilling, waiting for.
Look at Gunner, bro. Gunner vibe.
This is my boy, bro. This is my boy. He's my best boy, huh? But
he buys that dog Classic Shields dog food, right?
He does. This dog eats when we eat. He eats what we eat. He gets his own treats, his own.
So when you eat chocolate ice cream, that dog gets chocolate.
Not
ice
chocolate.
Cream?
We get him, but we do get him puppy ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah, you get a puppy scoop.
Yep, he gets puppy ice cream. We go to Starbucks. He gets a pup cup.
Yep.
Whatever we get. Yeah. But this might surprise you. Nothing in this hobby bothers me anymore.
We're talking the past year. Maybe now. This
past year, because you know what?
We're in chat with you. We're in chat with you.
I don't mind. See, but this thing, it doesn't bother me. I can click off it and it doesn't affect me.
I mean,
I've learned to tone it out, because you know what? But I don't mind speaking for people that don't have a platform to speak, that are upset, that message me. That message me, and they're like, "Yo, you're pretty vocal on this situation. How do you handle it? How do you get?" So I don't mind speaking for. I'm in a chat that I was pulled into this week that I was like, "Yo, I'll fucking go in on it because that dude's a piece of shit. No problem." But I'll click off. I'll click off it, and it's not going to be a thing. Tomorrow when I wake up and I have an icon post, or maybe a real talk post if I'm lucky.
Weeby is mine.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna laugh about it. And
throw your diamonds up. Throw your diamonds up. Moosetadon, put it up. We're gonna throw our diamonds up, baby. Oh, that's perfect.
Diamond cutter upside down is a
that's
pussy.
Awesome. That's CM Punk. Is he the best in the world?
I think he was at one time. I think his.
You think in 2011, 2012?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, from in-ring work to the promos, all the pipe bombs. I mean, he was doing it big during that run for sure. But that promo, I agree with everything Joey said. But that promo, it was a great promo by Triple H there. Panetta made a comment. And he's right. Like, Hunter was throwing some shade there, but we also heard a lot of stories over the years of Hunter doing his fair share of burying and backdooring and backstabbing.
It's all about
John Cena as well. John Cena as well. So.
Yeah. So I mean, he didn't. And I liked what he said about how fans still show up and enjoy the show, because I think there's fans, and a lot of us bitch and complain all the time, and at the end of the day, there's the general fans out there that just enjoy it.
There's the marks and the general and the casual fan.
And people are going to be, in the months to come with Hunter leading now, people are still going to be bitching. So
James,
that was actually at Survivor Series, Panetta.
So James, you and I had the pleasure, I think you can correct me if I am wrong, from your perspective, but you and I had the pleasure of hanging out with the casual wrestling fan. How many times did I come up to you and were like, "Oh my god, dude, the casual wrestling fan is a fucking joy to be around."
Yeah, absolutely. They weren't so stuck on, oh well, you know, why is AEW getting all these WWE guys, and why is WWE doing this, or why like it was just like, no, they were there having a good time, and that's what wrestling should be about. Go there, have a good time. Yeah, you want to debate this, you want to debate that. All the guys on the screen, they're gonna be like, oh, you know, well, we don't like this, we don't like that. That's fine. Do your thing. Everybody's not going to be happy with every product that you have, but enjoy it. There, you don't have to. Everybody wants to be like on the inside track. They want to know the inside dirt of what's going on, what's happening, and they want to pretend like they know this stuff because they read it online because Sean Ross said it, and that's factual and all that kind of stuff like that. And that's cool, but you don't know it because you're not there. You're not part of the promotion. Yeah, somebody reports it. If I go out tomorrow and tell everybody that, hey, you know, shit's gonna fall from the sky tomorrow, and I say it to the right person, the whole world's gonna say, oh my god, tomorrow shit's gonna fall from the sky, and everybody's gonna believe it. So, and that's the problem with the current wrestling fan, the marks. As far as like the casual fan, it's just they're there to enjoy the show. They're there to enjoy the time, and that it's less insufferable when you're around people who can do that. Now the debates and stuff like that, you know, we're all like on the screen, we enjoy the wrestling, we talk about it, we have our debates, and it's great. That's our side of it, but not everybody has to know everything about it, because you don't. Nobody does, unless you're part of the promotion. What you read online is, unless people have the inside track on something and they know somebody who knows something, that's about it, and it gets really insufferable. And I think I'm guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of it because we read it online and we take it as fact, and then we get disappointed when it doesn't happen. Well, it didn't happen because it wasn't fucking true, or there were, you know, whatever the case may be. So one of those things.
I am very, you know, I hate this. I hate the hobby. I hate all that shit because that's the people that's kind of filled with. And I'm gonna ask this question only to Mark Cyrus and Mike Jones, and then we'll move on, and then we'll be done till January. James could tell you how happy I was being around the casual fans. They were showing their belts. They weren't talking about backstage stuff. You know, is Roman gonna do this because the fans this and that, or Roman is set to no. They were like, Cody's coming back tonight. Austin Theory is gonna cash in. They were literally involved. It was the most fresh air I've ever had. And before we move to our final segment, where we're going to not our final segment, our semi final segment, we have to ask the final question. But I'm gonna ask this question to Mark and to Michael. And Michael, I'm gonna start with you. Who is the best wrestler in the world?
Right now, it's going to piss a lot of people off. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to behave myself right now. I don't give a fuck if I piss you off. I'm saying what I say. The best wrestler right now is not Kenny fucking Omega. It's not Okada. It's Seth fucking Rollins. And if anybody disagrees with me, I really don't care.
Tell me why Seth.
Seth can wrestle with anybody. At this point, Seth can wrestle with a fucking broomstick.
He's like a Bret Hart. Yeah, he's like a Bret Hart that can fucking... Mm-hmm. Okay. Mark Cyrus, the Moosetadon. Just a fucking wealth of knowledge. My friend, who is the best in the world right now?
Best in the world. Before I answer that, a pipe bomb was mentioned a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was Punk's first public temper tantrum.
Ooh.
That was a glimpse into the angst of Phil Brooks, not CM Punk. That was Phil Brooks having the temper tantrum. But
is
that's
that
fun.
what you saw? Because I know the casual fan saw it as this momentous moment in wrestling. What did you see it at the moment that he sat down with that Steve Austin shirt and just started? What did you, Mark Cyrus, think of?
At the time, as it was happening, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, like he's going there. He's going to say these things. And as I've grown and as I've studied more and as I've learned, and I've looked back on it from time to time, yes, he was frustrated and he had a right to air those frustrations, but he could have also used that as a way to further himself in his role at that time. The fact that he came out in the Stone Cold shirt, yes, he was trying to goat Austin into coming back. Yes, he was trying to get that illicit response out of the fans, but he sat there and he pouted and he threw a temper tantrum because he wasn't getting, like I said earlier, he wasn't getting the attention he so desperately needs or wants. So initially, I was shocked by it. I thought it was amazing. But like I said, as I've gotten older, as I've learned and grown even further, it's really the catalyst of him going from this amazing indie performer and arguably the best in the world to somebody who just fucking stopped caring and went into business for himself.
I'm sorry. I love this subject. I am going to extend this question. If it's okay with you, Mark and Jones, can I extend this to the rest of the people?
Yeah.
You tell me, Nico. What do you think of that? Of Heath doing the pipe bomb? What did you think of it? And what are your thoughts on CM Punk now?
Oh, I definitely, at the time, it was great. Looking back, I thought, it's one of the best promos that's been done. The one thing that changed my mind on it was, this has been a few years now, Triple H was on Stone Cold's show on the network. And Triple H said, like, they were talking about Punk, and Stone Cold brought up the pipe bomb. And Triple H said something along the lines of, like, we would never allow somebody to go out there and say those things without it being planned, essentially. And, and I don't know if he was just trying to throw everybody off with that, or just he was just making the point that it really wasn't the shoot that it was. But, overall, I thought it was a great promo. Punk today, I thought, when he came into AEW, it was big, and it's lost a lot of its luster up to this point. I think he's definitely not at the level he was.
Do you think it's 10 years too soon? I mean, too late?
A little bit. I think he took a lot of time off, and again, the initial debut, and then you got the kind of the fallout of it, and over time, it's people just
I get it. James, you're constant at AEW events. You do all that jazz. Your thoughts on CM Punk, the pipe bomb? Then 10 years later, what do you think that video clip of Triple H is going in? Does it resonate now?
Yeah, I mean, I think so looking at the pipe bomb, right? Like, I think everybody kind of was like, man, like, this is what we've been kind of waiting to see, a little bit more edginess, to kind of see some sort of promo like this, where it seems like it's got a realistic point of view of it, right? So I liked the pipe bomb. I thought it was good. It was a well promo. It was well done. And to Mark's point, maybe it was CM Punk's first tantrum along the way, right? Because they gave him that platform, which more than likely he had to go over with those guys, because WWE was very scripted. They want to know what was going on. They want to know what's being said. So it wasn't all of what the pipe bomb was supposed to be. But again, that's the kind of edge as us as wrestling fans, being older wrestling fans, we want to see more of. Now, fast forward, 10 years later now, Punk coming back was good. I think it was I think it was definitely the move, but he took the slow burn route way too quick, as to where I think everybody was kind of expecting him to go straight for championship gold. And the worst thing that happened to Punk was his injury. So I think had you gotten the summer of Punk, like what was initially planned, rather than his injury, I don't think you have all the talk. We're not even talking about this right now, to where maybe it is another tantrum that he's throwing. He's pissed off and he's trying to get the attention he wants, or whatever the case may be, because he hasn't had it for however many months since his injury. So overall, I like CM Punk. I like what he does, but at the same point in time, are we going to get toxicity in AEW more and more? And is Tony going to do the Eric Bischoff thing that Eric did?
Easy, baby. Not our Easy. No, Eric Bischoff.
Yeah. So it's like, because WCW Bischoff is so wrapped up in the NWO and stuff like that, and I think Tony tends to get wrapped up in his favorites, his favorites in AEW, and is he gonna get too wrapped up in CM Punk to where it's gonna hinder and hurt AEW more than it was to help for him to pay all this money that he did to pay him to bring him back. He got his payday, but we'll see.
He has spent a lot of money. Joey, Pipe Bomb, do you think Triple H's comment? And I have to say, Papa H, Mike, Mark, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but Papa H has been doing great. In my opinion, things have been going really, really well. So, Joey, do you think Triple H's, statement back in 2012, does that shit resonate today?
Yes, but I think but here's the thing, like we were talking about, like Tony Khan playing favorites. There's been reports that Triple H has been playing favorites when he was with NXT. Like he had, his guys that he took care of and not some other wrestlers. So we can't get lost in that fact.
True.
But I think Punk's promo, his shoot promo, was one of the best promos of all time. I mean, his spoke on the wheel, like comment, that resonates like tenfold.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I look at Punk like this. I don't have a problem with Punk. When Punk comes out, the pop is still there.
Oh, yeah.
So, when like people, hate on Roman, I'm sorry, he's the most over guy in WWE. You may not like him, but the pop is still there. But with Punk, he did get injured, like what James said, which hurt him. But what I think can get him back to where he was before he got injured was MJF coming back and feuding for that title. I think that could, if they somehow get it happen, MJF versus Punk, or MJF with Punk together as a team, could get it there.
Facts. Ethan, CM Punk, does it resonate Triple H's comments today?
It does, but with the pipe bomb is as timeless of a classic as anything. But I think with CM Punk, though, I think there's this thing, like, I think he's just, whether it was he didn't get the push from the company or, injury or whatever, like, he goes Karen trying to grasp at something that the whole picture of what he wanted. And it's just,
I think he's lost his way.
He does. I think I don't want to say ego, but I think his vision of himself and what he ultimately is and will go down for is skewed in his eyes, and he's just grasping.
So I don't even want to get into it because I think some of us have our struggles with weight loss. Nico is a sexy fucking beast, and so is Joey. They can't fucking talk on it. But I've struggled with weight loss, and I know my brothers on the screen have done the same. And I remember taking the spinner, and I said, I'm going to act like a champion from now on. And I lost literally 120 pounds thanks to CM Punk because I was motivated by it. So I think he needs to be in a different role right now. He shouldn't be the top. He should be like a Shawn Michaels during the Ruthless Aggression era. you know, when Sean was like, I don't want the championship, I just want to make stars and I want to have great matches. I think that's where Phil Brooks should be. So
Agreed.
Before, and I'm trying to push this off as much as possible, and I know this is going to be a culture shock, no pun intended, to everyone that's going to watch my final speech, but let's get into the final segment. Moose, Jones, please, I know you guys want to shit on it, but just look at the positivity of it. I want to highlight this before we get off the air, before we end the season. Richard motherfucking Simpson. This motherfucker is a constant pain in my ass, because every time he posts something, I go, I want that. I want to purchase that. I want to go around the room and get everyone's opinion on this. This is a Richard Simpson network logo. James, relax. Okay, I know you see the nightmare side plates. I want to know what people think of this, because do you see the gold behind the W? I know I was tired of the network logo. Mark is probably. I was tired of the network logo when it first came out. So was Jones. Probably everybody else on screen. But I think this is a different element to what he has seen before. And Richard Simpson always, of course, does what he can do. He does amazing work with what he has, is what I'm trying to say. So I want to go around the room with final thoughts about what you think of this belt, and because it's a belt that has nothing to do with this episode and it's pretty about the hobby, what are your hopes for the hobby in the next coming year? Joseph Atanza, you start.
I think the belt is beautiful. I think it's well done. I like the gold behind the logo. The side plates.
Let's put that up for you, baby. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. I mean, the side plates top it off. I think the side plates are immaculate. Beautiful. My thoughts for the hobby for the next year? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever happens, happens. I'm getting my belts and out. See ya.
No cap. Ethan Thompson. And I show you this, and James Taylor ejaculates. What do you think about? Don't mind the Cody plates, but I'm literally, and this is I'm reaching out to the belt collector in you. What is it that catches your eye about this belt?
You're muted, Chico.
This is gonna be another thing,
baby.
This is gonna be another thing that surprises you.
This is rookie stuff.
I was talking to the wife, so blow me. You know, minus the side plates, I can do without the Cody. Hey, Richard, I got $1,500 for your prototype right now, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Right now, no side plates. Keep the side plates. I don't give a fuck about them. Just
James. James is on here, bro.
I love Cody, but I don't really care about him. I'd throw me some Roman side plates on there. But no, I think that this is the only way to have this title. Is stone stacked properly, not stacking a commemorative. It just do it right, and he did it right. They did it right. Phenomenal. Richard, $1,500 minus the side plates. Let me know.
Okay, so Ethan always trying to scam somebody. So JT, talk to me about these Cody plates, baby.
Oh, I mean, you already know I love these plates. They're phenomenal. It's going to be real too. At some point, you're going to see Cody's side plates, or you're going to see the Winged Eagle return, because if he does what like he did with the IC and we get the Winged Eagle back, I'm all for that. So, but this belt
really?
is
Triple H does like tradition. You never know.
He does. So, which with like, you know, the NXT going European, do we get the European title back? What do we get? You know, but anyways, back to this. The belt looks great. I love what he did with this. I love, you know, this is exactly what I would want out of a replica and out of a title belt for my collection. Already done, already set. with those nice, crisp, cool American Nightmare plates on it. It looks
Oh
amazing.
my god. And they look good. Joey, do you like those side plates?
Oh yeah, frick yeah.
Oh,
I think
They
Cody will have that by WrestleMania. I will say.
no, they'll have the Wink
So-
Eagle by WrestleMania.
So Nico, because I know Mark and Jones are gonna have a lot of opinions to say about this. So I'm gonna let a finale to them because I'm pretty sure they're gonna fucking trash it. Nico, what do you think about this belt from Richard Simpson? Richard Simpson's doing great fucking work.
He is doing great work. I mean, the first time I saw it, I said I wouldn't be mad if that was it. You know, the side plates. I think Cody's logo is perfect for side plates. They look great, and yeah, I mean, it looks awesome. I remember seeing a render years ago when the first Scratch big logo debuted. And it was like a mock-up, and it had something similar to this with like a plate behind the logo. And that was like the
I
first thing
remember that,
thought
bro.
of.
Now that you say, I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. And I want to even say it might have even had some texturing on it. I don't recall. I'd have to try to find it. But yeah, I think it's a beautiful belt. I wouldn't be mad if this was the one.
You know what I just thought of? With Cody's side plates on there, what if this belt had a white strap? Just like his belt that he comes out with.
Ooh, like
It would
like
look good with white.
So here's the thing: who the fuck
Weightlifting
do I start with? Either Jones or Mark.
Let Jones start.
Who do you want to start with, Sandwich or Pickles?
Yeah, let me start. Let me start with Ice Cream Jones. Jones, talk to me,
Yep.
King.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I do have to say, we're not in 1980. This isn't the NWA or New Japan Pro Wrestling.
It's not Impact.
This is World Wrestling Entertainment falling out from Vincent McMahon. And
NWA hasn't been around since '93.
Don't say that in front of the Jones, please, and Mark. They're gonna fucking lose their shit. We gotta get off the show. We're 3 hours in. We gotta get off. Jones,
Okay,
your thoughts?
I like it.
Oh,
I prefer the gold backing because it makes it pop better. It feels like it looks more like a championship, even though I hate the logo. That is basically a big logo, but it makes it like a championship.
I am pleasantly surprised. The Moosetadon, Mark Cyrus. You tell me, my brother, what do you think of this belt?
So I'm going to echo my tag team partner's sentiment here, and I hate that they did this to their belts. I understand the marketing behind it. I understand the thought and the branding behind it. I respect and I love what Richard does with metal and leather. I think he does a great job in crafting this. If they were to do this with the actual titles, and if they were to make a actual unified belt once again, I would want to see something like this done. Obviously, shrink the logo up towards the top, give me something to fill in all of that negative space on the main plate.
Yeah. I was
Maybe
thinking
bring-
of that too, Mark. I was actually thinking of that.
maybe
Like
bring
nugget
back a
section.
globe, maybe bring back an eagle or something. Give me something to fill that negative space with. But this take on it, this take does make it look more prestigious. It pops. Those stones look like that. They look like something that you would see on a Rolex. They look like something that you would walk into a jeweler and say, wow, look at those stones, look at those diamonds. It looks prestigious. It looks like something that you would turn on night 2 of WrestleMania and boom, there it is. It's shining, it's glimmering. So I like it personally. I don't like the logo on the belt that big, but other than that, I don't hate it.
Nice, very nice. So, I love it. I think it's great. I think probably in the next couple of months I'm going to be contact Richard to get me one of those.
Don't
gonna
forget
put it
Richard.
in black. Final thoughts. Joe Batanz, I'm gonna start with you. What have you learned in the past 8 months of Get the Strap?
That we showcase some nice belts, and Can't wait
We
for
do
the
all
next
right.
season. And there's more to come. We're chilling with some cool ass people on screen and all the awesome people that we had on in the past.
I have the Moosetadon and Nicco Faris, James
Yes.
Taylor. I have a whole plethora of people: Ethan Thompson, Joe Batanza, Michael Jones. I have a shit ton of people here.
But I mean,
I have this.
but I mean, like whoever we have on, it's all.
I'm
a good
marking
vibe.
out.
It's a good vibe, you know. Like
Yeah.
we never have a bad time.
James Taylor, your final thoughts. What have you learned from Get the Strap in the past 8 months, baby?
No, I've just enjoyed reviewing all the belts and going through everything. I think it's been great. I can appreciate Joe's sentiments as far as that goes. It's always a good time, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. So whether it comes back, whether it doesn't,
That's
been great.
Pizza was
Thank
on
you, my
point,
Care Bear.
wasn't it?
it was great.
Damn, I'm hungry,
Fantastic.
bro. I want a pizza.
I'm hungry
Ethan
too.
Thompson,
Very hungry.
my boy. Preach your truth, Kate. What have you learned? If you want, I can skip. If you're gonna be long,
No, I'm definitely not going to be long. I'm just what we've learned and what we've tried to teach is that this group isn't about being an elitist. It's about buy what the fuck you want to buy. We're just trying to give you some information to maybe help you not waste the amount of money that we've wasted.
that hurt bad, bro.
That's just
you waited
bottom line.
Nicco Faris, you talk to me, baby. Preach your truth. What have you learned in the past 8 months from this hobby?
$12.50 big gold.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep that in mind. I mean, it's a great show overall. Love the information that comes out of it. I appreciate you guys having me on here for the season finale.
You're a fucking king, baby.
I appreciate the friendships, appreciate the vibes. So yeah,
You're gonna get a Christmas card. So is Mark. Nicco, you guys are gonna. I noticed you get a Christmas card from me every year with me and my kid and a wrestling belt on it. It's the most adorable thing on it. Me and my wife, we do that. She lets me do the belts. So you guys are on the list. Mark, it is an honor to have you here, my friend. This has been a long time coming, and I really appreciate you being on. You tell me, what have you learned from Get the Strap and just the hobby in general in the past 8 months?
Well, first off, fuck the hobby. Second, fuck the hobby. What I have learned from Get the Strap in the last, I won't say 8 months, I'll say since the inception of the show, is that Jay Cross is a passionate, thoughtful, giving content creator who goes way above and beyond the call of duty to educate and bring awareness to something that is a very small and forgotten at times niche of something that most people look at and say, how can you be an adult and like that?
Thank you, Mark.
Jay is a rare breed. He's assembled a team around him of people, and I came on here a few weeks ago. We were all having drinks, vibing, having a good time. But he's assembled a team of people around him that share that passion. He's taken two guys, Joey and Ethan, from being chat assholes.
Undesirable.
Wow.
Undeniable.
And
Be your own people.
and made them two of the most prolific, well-known, well-respected members of, once again, a niched wrestling memorabilia community. He's taken Mike Jones,
Silent Bob.
wouldn't say 3 words to me on my lunchtime lives. And he has given what I can only say is one of the smartest non-active in the sense of being in the business, one of the smartest non-active wrestling brains that I've ever come across. An outlet. And it's one of those things that makes me very happy to see somebody who shares my passion of wrestling and my insight to be able to have an outlet to share that with the world. And now there's James Taylor. This motherfucker.
Now there's me.
This motherfucker literally shows up at Top Guy Weekend last year and is like, "Hey, fucker." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" He goes, "Ah." And I have learned to love James. I have learned to appreciate who he is as a member of this community. I have learned to appreciate his honesty and his kindness that he provides to everyone around him. And all of these people wouldn't have the platform, wouldn't have the opportunity if it wasn't for Jay Cross.
But was it the Courtyard Pizza that got James in?
It was the fucking Courtyard Pizza. I had pissed off Brian Pillman Jr. because he was trying to holler at somebody, and
Oh, that was Jamie Hayter.
yeah. But yeah, it was the Courtyard Pizza at like 2:30 in the morning when we're passing around the bottle of I think it was Johnny Walker or something.
Yeah, that was.
And that
Couple
pizza
bottles,
saved
actually.
everyone's life.
It did.
Thank you, Mark. You have no idea, after watching you for so many years, how it feels to hear that from you. You humble me, my dear friend. Thank you. You're welcome back on this show anytime. Mike Jones, finally, you are the last one. Final thoughts.
Say something good about me and Ethan Jones.
Right? We just get called the nice assholes, bro. It's like, oh.
How I follow y'all? I follow that though. It's like I'm humbled. Thank you. I did realize something though in this past 8 months. You fans are assholes. You didn't really like me until I started being angry.
That is true.
It's because I'm gonna clue you in on a secret. It's because you're black. So we're like,
Wow.
you got to take the role. We're assholes. We're Chad assholes. So it is.
But seriously, I couldn't
Down
do
with
this
Jones
without-
since day one. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like Joey, you literally are my day one. Ethan, I met you in a fucked up way because you were the belt thief. Like you're a cool guy. Like
a thief in the fucking night, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade
Fart in
you
the
for
wind,
nothing.
bro.
I wouldn't trade you for nothing.
Bro, if you have no idea how many times in one day Vinny wished death upon you.
Oh, I know. It's okay.
Bro. When you stole that belt, that was it an undisputed V1?
No, it was a
No,
winged
it was
eagle.
a winged
The
eagle.
winged eagle.
Yeah.
Dual-plated winged eagle.
Yeah. James Taylor, you're a lot nicer than most people should be. But the world does need more people like you.
The slut.
You saved some people from getting killed.
No
True. That's very true.
I
No,
mean,
I was going to do it. So like you saved their life.
I'm
Literally.
James. I'm James' designated driver.
He is. My designated drunk driver.
Nico, I wish you were around longer, but you feel like you've been around a lot longer than you've been there. So you
Him and
definitely
everybody
want
else.
to do it.
Drew, everybody. Yeah.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
And we didn't leave you backstage, so you're good.
Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Jay and Moose, like wow.
Just put me after, baby.
Both of y'all saw something that most
Do
people
it.
don't see. I don't share myself with the world. Well, I share myself with the world now, but I wasn't sharing myself with the world. So everybody didn't see that. I was the quiet guy. I embraced that role. I have no problem being the quiet guy. But now I don't like. I'm not going to shut up. So that's your fault. I blame y'all. Moose. There's only one thing I can say I'm mad about, but I will talk to you about that off air. But there's actually two things I'm mad about. This just shouldn't have taken this long for us to do something like that. But the other thing I'll talk to you off air about. But you're definitely my wrestling brother. You're my tag team partner. There's no way around that one. Keep doing what you're doing. You are going to succeed. You will get everything you want as far as credentials. Don't doubt yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Sometimes I will say this, and I don't care if I hurt people's feelings with this. Sometimes you do have to remove yourself from situations to get in a better position. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Gentlemen.
Jay Cross? You're not getting away with this. You're not getting away with how you say it. You tried it. You tried. You tried. You are a complete genius. Don't doubt yourself. You ever need me? Well, this goes for any of y'all. If y'all need me, call me. There's only certain people that can call me after a certain time. Y'all guys are on that permission list. You have a great mind. Don't stress yourself. You pushed us to be better. Even when, what was it, 8/7/2020?
8/8/2019.
Whatever. I'm sorry. I forgot it. You pushed us to be better, and keep doing that, because that's what you are good at that. Keep pushing people, because I'm going to push the shit out of you, whether you like it or not.
That sounds kind of prisony, though.
Dude, that's what I thought. He's like, I'm gonna push your shit.
My mind went to the gutter. I was just like,
in my defense,
black guy telling a Mexican he's gonna push the shit out of him. I'm like,
I'm gonna push your shit, and you're gonna like.
I'm gonna push your shit in. I said I'm gonna push you. I'm pushing you.
I'm gonna push your shit.
Gentlemen.
He's like,
I got scared.
I'm gonna make
all.
you sweat.
I was nervous.
Can't sweat no more.
I didn't know what was going on.
He's like, man, if Jay cries, he's gonna push it some more.
I was gonna watch Blood In, Blood Out tonight. I don't know if I will anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on. Please, thank you for your season finale, for being my cast.
Yes, thank you.
Let me address the people. Love you. You know, I can be a ruthless person, and that's something that everyone on the screen can tell you. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be on StreamYard anymore. I have friends that love me and care about me. I watched Mark Cyrus on Carmine Sabia's Beltomania. And he doesn't know this, and it's the first time I'm going to say this. He inspired me to do this show. I said to myself, what would happen if we presented a show with just information? Moose always gives you information. And that's what this show has become. I've always loved wrestling belts. I've always loved wrestling itself. It took me away from a very dark part of my life. And I'm getting all mixed up, and that's why my words are getting fucked up. I didn't have the best of childhood. And wrestling belts, I don't know why they were it. It's what took me away. I remember being 11 years old and having a 1999 stamped foam Big Eagle with the block letters on it, which annoyed me because I'm like, why isn't it scratched? And it was a foam belt that I loved and cared for, and it was a rough childhood, but belts got me through it. And as an adult, I became what you see today. I want to thank Ethan Thompson for always having my back, for always having the pictures, the belts, the knowledge that I needed for Joe Batanza, who has taught me things, and I'll say this to the end of time, has taught me things about belts that I wouldn't have known. Mark Cyrus for inspiring this whole show, for being the voice of reason, for being just that little bit of common sense in just all the chaos. Nicco Faris for showing me that having friends is not a bad thing. It really isn't, even when the bullshit surrounds you. Even when makers are fighting, middlemen are going crazy, they'll keep you positive. Joey V, I love everything about you, bro. Everything. James Taylor, you showed me that it was okay to just be myself. And Supreme Pizzas are amazing. To Michael Jones, for always believing in me. Because even when I text you and doubt myself, nigga, you always there. To tell me that I'm a king, and I'm doing okay, and that I am one of the best to do it, even though I don't think that of myself. Crystal Thompson, Nicco Faris, again, Joey V, Moosetadon, Ethan, everyone, John Bodoy, Drew Ulrich Boyer, Anna, everyone that came. If I didn't mention you, I'm sorry. Marabito, everyone who, fucking Randall, who has no fucking hairs on his tongue for absolutely anybody, Jameson, Babel, even Gianni, even Carmine. Thank you for believing in my vision and believing in what I bring to you with my friends. I have to announce that this is the last time you will see me here on StreamYard. I just can't do it anymore. And I have a family. I have a beautiful wife who loves me. I have a child who thinks that I'm the biggest superhero in the world. And to one final person, that I can never repay you for everything that you've done for me, Vinny Vegas. And then, thank you for loving me for the way I am, where I ghost and I go away and I bullshit. Thank you. Because you met me face to face in Orlando and in Florida, where I brought my daughter, who is the most magnificent thing to me, and my wife, who is everything to me. I brought them into your home and you welcomed us. Please take care of yourselves. Know that you have information. Reach out to Mark, reach out to Jones, reach out to Ethan, Joey, Nicco, James Taylor, who literally has opened me up to this whole new world. All of you. Thank you for your love, and Moose, your inspiration, your everyone else for your just support. Thank you so much. This is the final time you'll see me here on StreamYard. And I want to thank you for all the love and support. Be safe. Take care of yourself and your families. Peace in our time. Baby.